As we get older, we start paying attention to what we put in our bodies. I personally have been listening to my body since I was 18 when I went vegan. I've always been focused on my health. It's super important, mental and physical health. But it's really important for people who are just starting to get more healthy and trying to step up their life. Doing your homework, reading the labels, researching and verifying everything that's quality. It's part of the game these days. That's why I started drinking AG1s. I'm so proud to have them sponsor my podcast. AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut support and is backed by multiple research studies. You can trust what you're putting into your body. We're all so busy these days, so just throw a pack of AG1 in the morning into a cup of water and shake it up and drink it. I love the way it tastes. I do it every single morning. It's part of my routine. I bring the packets on tour. It's an incredible life changer for me. Many supplements only reference research from ingredients in their product, but I trust AG1 in my daily routine because it's constantly putting the formula to the test. It's backed by multiple research studies, and one of those research studies, AG1 was shown to have double the amount of healthy bacteria in the gut, which is super important because these help digestion in the immune system and the immune health. And these bacteria are known to help with digestion as well, gas and bloating, which I freaking need. And it also promotes regular bowel movements, what I can attest to. In another research study, 97% participants felt more energy after 30 days, and 91% of the participants noticed that they needed less coffee after 60 days. I quit coffee like 5 months ago. I know I'm good on that. But AG1 is packed with a variety of nutrient-dense ingredients and is the perfect complement to my healthy diet. I drink it because I know it's going to work, and it gives me a peace of mind covering all my nutrition bases for the day. In fact, I trust it so much, that's why I'm spreading the word about it. That's why it sponsors my podcast. Thanks to Angie Huberman for turning me on to AG1s, connecting me with them, and now they're part of my podcast. It's so easy and satisfying to start your day with AG1s. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of the vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your purchase at drinkag1.com/OLLC. That's drinkag1.com/OLLC. It's never been a better time to focus on your health and wellness and get back on track, man. Take control of your daily health. Health is wealth. Got to give a big shout out to Liquid Death. I've been in a band called H2O for 30 years, and my first real job with a company is a water brand. Go figure. Love you, Liquid Death. Love the people. Love the brand, love the concept, love what they give back, love the community, love what they do for the environment. You can go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on any of their merchandise that they make. They have such incredible collabs. Also, if you want to hear the story of the CEO, my good friend Mike Cesario, on the podcast, you can go to episode 115, part 1. And then 2 years later, we dropped a part 2, which is episode 275 with the CEO, Mike Cesario. Just a man from Delaware with a dream, worked at a marketing company and made this become a reality. Liquid Death is an incredible company, incredible water, incredible people. And I'm super, super honored to be part of them. They sponsor my life. They sponsor everything, my family. So go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on anything you want to buy on that site. If you want to get water, it's exclusively on Amazon.com. Murder your thirst, y'all.
They're so funny, huh?
When's the record come out? Comes October 4th?
October 4th.
Damn, next week, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
I know. It's crazy.
Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. Back in my kitchen, Mr. Jason Butler. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you.
You were on episode 222 originally, which must mean something. 222 means something.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I know people have a thing with that too.
Yeah.
But yours 333.
Yeah,
which is pretty freaking crazy. Yeah.
I know. That's wild.
But dude, there's so much going on. First of all, the Darker White record and the songs you put out and all the visuals and the videos, so sick, dude.
Thank you.
So crazy, man. Higher power, all that shit. No hostages, swing, nosebleeds, desert rap. There's so many visuals. When did you film all that stuff? How long ago?
Bro, it was all kind of collected over like 3 months.
Okay, damn.
Yeah.
Working hard, dude.
Oh, bro, straight. We'll get into this, but like too hard.
Yeah, exactly. To bring us where we're at now, yeah.
Yep.
But like, when was the last record come out? How many years ago?
Bro, that was like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of new stuff to talk about and sing about, new inspirations.
Totally. And at the same time, unfortunately, like some of the same shit too, you know? And that's kind of...
Yeah, shit hasn't changed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's also part of my, the split, I was talking to you earlier, the split for myself with that shit.
Well, just No Hostages too, what that song's about. That shit's still happening. Just a lot of things you're talking about and singing about. Also, like when you sing too as well, like, I don't know, man. Just, I don't know. It's crazy. Obviously, I heard you guys before, but it just seems it's all over the place with all kinds of inspirations on it.
Yeah.
Poppy, melodic, hard. You're rhyming. It's just all of it. It's just like.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, what's the one video where like I think you're like in like not a prison thing. I forgot what song it is. Where it's two of you.
Oh yeah. That's the No Hostages clip.
Dude,
Yep.
Yeah, dude. So you directed all those yourself?
It's me and my manager now, DJ, who's
Wow.
also my creative partner.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
He's your DJ and manager?
Yo, he's sorry, his name is DJ, and he's my manager and creative partner.
Damn.
Crazy, huh?
And then the New West Order one, I wrote some lyrics down too. I've been obsessing on this shit.
Yeah.
Well, I do like this too. It's like, I think it was like at the intersection of wrong and right, there is a space celebrating disparity.
Yeah.
And that's where you find a darker white. That's so cool. I love that.
You.
I love that. And then also, I like this one thing. I was a weird rock N-word, riding a skateboard with all eyes on me, listening to Tupac and bumping Morrissey.
Yeah.
I love that shit,
yeah,
dude.
Man.
Because we talked about it on the first time. You hear all the diverse shit. You listen to punk, rock, hip hop, Morrissey, all that stuff. I don't know. It's cool, man. I don't know.
Thank you.
It's really like your lyrics on this shit too is like this some real serious dark shit, this fun shit.
Thank you.
You know, the haters can suck your dick, all that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I just really like purged.
And then swing, batter, like all that shit is like throwback stuff is in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah. Because I'm a hip hop person.
That's
yeah.
right.
So it comes out next week. Obviously, the listeners know that if they're a fan of you, it's not happening now. No tour, no nothing. It's about taking care of you, your mental health, your physical health.
Yeah.
We were talking before the pod, like just balancing everything, having a family, dude. Like a lot of people understand, like being in a band, the sacrifice you make, you know, not being there for certain things in your children's lives, because you're out there following your dreams, and you know you're part of a team of other people in the band who some might not have any children, but you're out there all together doing this thing, making this music and traveling. There's a lot at stake with that. A lot of people don't make it through marriages and stuff. You know, there's like a lot.
Well, that's it, Toby. Like for me, I was about to not make it through something. I don't know what that was, but I woke up one day and was like, oh, I'm not gonna make it. Like this direction I'm taking is a dead end. And I felt that one morning and told myself, so okay, let's rewind to, it's a lot of work, and I was working too hard.
Yeah.
I was shooting one of these videos and I was on the ground and I started to feel something. I was like, I don't know what this feeling is. Is this anxiety? Am I nauseous? Well, fuck it, keep going. So we kept going.
Damn.
And they're like dropping these fucking petals on my face, like these fake rose petals.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, we're done. As I get through the couple takes, and I couldn't get up. Like I just couldn't get up.
Wow.
And I was just trying to understand what it was. And instead of all the mental sort of like what, you know, the intellectual part of it out the window, I just felt like shit. And I couldn't, you know, and then I had to sit for an hour. We were supposed to finish that day out. I couldn't. I could barely drive home.
Damn.
And so it was like a real physical manifestation of what was going on. Body keeps the score type shit.
Totally.
You know, in my head.
Yeah. Have you dealt with depression throughout your life?
Yeah. So my family, it's just, you know, it's familial for sure. A lot of people in my family deal with it. And I thought that I had a way to not avoid it. I just thought, okay, here's the thing. I thought I had a way to deal with it, but I was avoiding it. That was my way of but I didn't know that. I'd convinced myself that I had it figured out, and that's ego, right? And that's what we do, and it's also self-preservation. So I told myself, no, you got this shit figured out. You're good. And when I was 19, I had I think the universe put a bunch of fucked up things in one little moment for me.
Yeah.
You know, like illness and my first real breakup and experiencing, you know, adultery, or not adultery, but well, fucking pained relationships and the way they fucking deteriorate. You know, all that in one thing. And I was like, oh, this is dark. I feel fucked up. And, you know, saw doctors and whatever. And then I felt like, okay, cool. And I kind of made my way through, and I was in Letlive. And the thing with that is a lot of my behavior, in order for me to avoid it, was celebrated. You know, a lot of my behavior on stage, a lot of the things I talked about on those albums were celebrated. And I think one of the dangerous things that we do in alternative music, or just music in general, is we make the abstraction. We make it very abstract, and we separate the artist as a person, what they're saying, from the actual music. And I think that's dangerous in a lot of ways, because we often celebrate people we don't like.
Yeah.
And then we get mad at them when they show us who they are.
So true, dude.
You know what I mean?
We can put on pedestals too, like they're perfect as well.
Exactly. And I participated in this because, I was allowing for it to happen because it helped me avoid what I need to deal with. And I got to a point where I met my wife.
Yep.
And she hit me with some real shit and really challenged me one time, being like, you don't give a fuck about yourself. I was like, the fuck? I was like, I love myself. Like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And what she was trying to tell me in a rather crass way, but it's probably the best way I could understand it, was like, you are you're giving yourself away to everything and everyone and not saving any for yourself.
I agree, man.
You know what I mean?
Spreading yourself too thin, always trying to please everybody.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
people pleasing is like
same with me, dude.
And I think that's why we connect. I really feel you. I really, like, on a level of just like, we know that we let's say in a more like objective sense, you have I can make the time, or I can physically do this, if you can physically do it. But what we forget to do is understand the residual and the effect. We just think about doing it for whoever it is, or whatever, man, it is. Yeah, we don't think about what's going to hit us after.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
we're givers, man. We're givers.
That's the thing. And I really want anybody listening to this.
And it's draining at times too.
Hey, let's keep it real. It's super but that's
especially when there's so many takers.
Bro, okay, let's get into it. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like,
it's so true.
And that's okay. Like, I understand the world is give and take, is yin and yang, black and white, dark or white, all these things. Like, exactly. I get it. I really understand it. But one thing I didn't understand was my responsibility to myself, right? The benefit of all beings should have included me, should have included you, but we didn't do that. So then we find ourselves on the other end of it in this dark space where you're completely depleted, and you're nearly in a position where you now not only don't have the tools to deal with what you're feeling, but you also feel as though you don't have the emotional bandwidth to deal with it. Yes. So you feel fucking completely deprived of an opportunity, but also incapable of the growth.
Yeah, and then you become so deflated and so beat down to even. Then it starts affecting how you treat your wife and your kids, and how you spend time with them, and how and you have this amazing family. You have an amazing band. You have a wife that loves you. You have kids that love you, but still you're in your head about shit, and it's like. Are you there? You hang with them, but are you really there? Are you mentally there? Is physically there? Yes. I know all this shit. It's so true, though.
It is.
It's so true.
It is.
And then you think crazy. you think that you're like writing songs is therapeutic, and you're getting it all out that way too as well. Like, I write about it. I sing about it. So that's how I get it out. Bro. But it's not really all coming out.
You nailed it,
right?
You nailed it.
I just started going to see a therapist recently, and that's the first time ever in my entire life. I've never done that shit.
Yeah, bro.
You ever done it?
Yeah. I had to start. So I had to start it when I started Fever.
Okay.
Because again, my wife and my mom and I think my sister, they all got together. They sat me down at my house after I came back from a tour, and they didn't show me the videos, but they noted all these videos of me like doing really reckless shit and being
really
like straight up. We're like, we saw you hanging from that. Fucking the top of that truss upside down, one hand wet, you could have slipped. Like they had like a fucking docket of just like wild shit I was doing.
Wow.
And what they wanted to tell me, they wanted to tell me to stop, but they also wanted to say like, why do you do this? We're just asking you why. And that fucked me up. Like It really made me go, I don't know.
You're also an artist, though. You're also in the moment as well.
That's what I was trying to say, right?
You're not acting something out. You're just going with the moment and energy.
And that's it. And so they were like, but we need you to look at this. So I go and I see this therapist. And I went through like 3 or 4, to be completely honest, because I just wasn't connecting.
Yeah, it's hard.
But one of them was like, look, there are some people that like neurologically, the center of their brain that requires like, this type of stimulation is just like, it needs more. Like some people are just like that, you know? And I think that possibly, could feed into like my obsessive tendencies and perhaps, addiction and various things.
Yeah.
Not that I am addicted to anything that I know of, but I'm saying could be. So anyway, that I went to see this therapist and they were like, so that's what it is. And so that was then another excuse. I go back home and I'm like, look, she just said that this is how I am. So to your point, dude. And I think it's so important. And I think you and I should really, I'm putting this out there to any artist, creative, anybody, but anybody that's in this sphere that Toby and I are in or adjacent. We often don't know that we're avoiding things because we put in place cursory or outward acts of therapy and being therapeutic and catharsis. Writing. Oh, I write about it. So that's it. That's all I need. Oh, I'm performing about the thing I wrote about. That's all I need. Blah, 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 whatever. But in reality, for me at least, I was avoiding it. And I was telling myself that was enough. Yeah. Your mind's extremely powerful. And my mind, I used to believe arrogantly, my mind was so strong I could do whatever I wanted no matter what. I don't give a fuck and can't nobody tell me nothing except for me, right? And so the same way going on the positive end of the spectrum, I'm now realizing that day that I woke up all dark, it can work against me. My mind is just as strong going against me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's freaking crazy.
It's crazy.
It's funny you said that because I went to my therapist and I came home and I said, I found something out today. I told my wife and my son, because I always repeat myself. Yeah. Like they told me I repeat myself because I was the only child and I couldn't, my mom never heard me. My voice was the lowest out of the 3 boys. And I always had to be yelling, look at me, look at me, look at me. And then they're like, they agree with that, but this other shit brought home. And so now, if then they started breaking my balls. My wife, then if I did, is that because you this and that? But it's like, I'm not telling you guys shit. I'm going to keep with my therapist. But it's obviously your wife and your kids can always do that. But
for sure.
Yeah, but like, yeah, it's interesting, man. The therapy shit's really interesting to me too. Just talking about things that people that don't know anything about you. It's kind of awesome because your wife's sick of hearing about it. Your kids are sick of hearing about it.
Sure.
You know?
Yes.
But then, you think you have it all under control. You think that everything's going smooth. But then, your wife and your kids are like, where you at? Are you there? Knock, knock. Are you there? Where are you?
You know
what I mean?
My kids, like, I'm not even exaggerating. My kids were all but dragging me out of bed one day.
Damn.
And, I put the face on and that was wrong. Like, it's wrong in a couple ways. It's wrong because I believed that that's what they needed. Yeah. That they needed me to pretend like I was all good. And I actually don't think that was the right thing to do. And so later, that day, I think, or maybe the next day, my wife actually sat them down and kept it a buck with them. I mean, they're 7 and 4. Like, what are they, like, how much emotional intelligence they have? But nonetheless, she sat them down and I wasn't there. But she sat them down and told them that I was having a hard time and tried to explain to them in 7 and 4-year-old terms the best she could. Yeah. And dude, the most beautiful thing, my 7-year-old, he came up to me and was like, he came up to me and was like, I know you're having a hard time, Dad, and just gave me a hug.
Damn, dude.
And then my 4-year-old, he followed suit. I think he was just like wanted to do what his brother did.
Yeah,
but in that
so sweet, dude.
Yeah, but in that moment, you kind of see it, right? Like what. Sometimes all we need to do is be honest with ourselves. Yeah. In order to receive the love and compassion that can help us.
Totally.
And my whole life has been
and let it come in and accept it too. Yeah.
Well, that's my thing. Is I've had a really difficult time with that in my life.
Yeah.
I've had aversions to accepting love. Again, people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? There was a part of me thought that I would lose my edge or lose my desire to give if I took too much. And that's kind of, again, I'm sure throughout this whole pod, it'll be me coming back to this because this is literally where I'm at. I'm sitting in the intersection right now going like, okay, this fucking sucks. It hurts. It's scary. I'm thinking and feeling things I never thought I would. How do I learn from this? How do I grow from this? And what is the benefit of it? Yeah. And what's the benefit of this?
Yeah, so you announced this record. It's incredible. You announced this tour, right? And so if you went on the tour, you're still going to be kind of running from yourself in a sense.
Exactly.
And not dealing with it face on.
Exactly.
And so to the fans, obviously they're bummed they can't see you, or they'll see you someday.
Yeah.
But the new record's coming out, but now it's like focusing on you and staying home and it's focused on your health, man. Yeah, it's super important.
Totally. Well, imagine if I went out there, I'd be a fake version of the person they wanted to see, and they paid whatever, 25 euros, 30 euros, whatever it is for a ticket to see like a fucking, half-gassed version of the person I promised.
It's a shell of yourself. Yeah.
It's not exactly. And to be honest, bro, like, I don't know, man. I just feel like, and forgive me, everybody, and Toby, like, I'm working through this in real time.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I feel like the industry or entertainment or just the world at large, especially now that we're also public facing, we almost feel like we all have to have some sort of brand or identity that is facing the world online and socials and shit.
It's fucking annoying.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like we forget to give grace to anybody for being who they actually are behind the screen.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
We forget to do that. And I think there was a huge part of me before I announced what. So I went through a few phases.
Yo, sister, was it hard to make that video and put it out?
Dude, bro, what it was like. I can't even front. I started crying because like my manager, who's also one of my closest friends, he hit me up and just said some things that were so beautifully and like encouraging and comforting that I just started fucking crying. I just started crying, and that's just not like me. And I'm realizing that I'm sort of like unraveling as this person I once was and who I hope to be. But in doing that, I went through a few phases. In the beginning, I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'm going to go through it. It's all good. I'll make it through. I've done this. I've literally done tours with a shard of glass through my arm and severed flexor tendon and median nerve.
Damn.
I've been on tour post with shingles, went home and came back in the middle of it, dude, and it was on like
caused
medicine.
By stress,
dude. Exactly. I did tours like that. I had a nervous breakdown at the Nile in Arizona back in the day. I mean, I've done so, and it kept going. Like, I kept touring, and this time I was like, so I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna get through it, because all these things also have to do with what the people expect and the money and the this and da. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And
a lot of pressure, man.
A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. And what I realized the day I woke up in the dark is what I keep saying. Like, I woke up and was like, I don't know what will happen to me if I continue on this path. And one thing I do know is my habitual historical pattern is to leave on tour to avoid things, is to write a song, is to start a business, is to fucking get in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that I did to avoid facing myself. And the only way that I could tackle this was doing something that was going to be the hardest thing for me to do. That was my first step in like helping myself, was going, I can't do this tour.
Yeah.
Is the only thing.
I get anxiety thinking about 6-week tour. You didn't even mention that, just that part.
Yeah.
That's a part that people like, I don't know, just leaving your family, just like all that we talked before the pod, those 23 hours, man,
dude,
leading up to being on stage, like exercising, getting good sleep, talking to your family, getting rest, not losing your voice, getting your steps in, staying hydrated, fucking all that shit nobody thinks about leading up to that set. Like, and then it's crazy, man.
It's a sport, bro. Like,
it is a sport,
you
man.
know what I'm saying? We're like out there, we're athletes, especially you, especially me, especially folks like us that like go for it.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like,
we're jumping all around shit.
Really
going the crowd. Just got you hanging upside down and all that shit.
Yeah.
Which I think is just, I don't think there's nothing crazy about that, because you're not going to, like, I don't know. You're in the moment, dude.
Yeah, it is. That's part of it, right?
You're not acting something out. You're in the moment.
Totally. I think the crazy thing is literally, for my wife,
it did look pretty crazy when I saw it.
Yeah, well, the year I met
and I saw
wife,
that flip he did in the last time you performed.
Yeah,
that was sick.
Yeah, she was fun. My mom hates that, but it's fun. But when I met my wife, when I met her, like within a few months of us getting together is when I put my hand through that window, and that for sure was madness. Like, I was just on one.
Yeah.
On one.
Yeah.
And I think the compounded experience that she had with me over time, seeing me sort of, again, giving myself away so often, and then coming home to her nearly broken,
totally drained,
yeah, totally drained, to the point where sometimes I would just like malfunction. I would just stop
Yeah.
talking, or I would, just like stop. My body would turn off. And I think she was like, you need to pay attention a little bit more to you. you
Yeah.
know?
Also, you're going through all this shit sober.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
dude.
nothing to lean on.
That's the thing.
It's just all on you.
That's the thing. And it always has been. So that, again, that's why I talk about, like, I most likely there are like obsessive, addictive type traits. It has to be, right? Like, because then I would just go like, okay, I'm going to go skate and I'm going to fucking, oh, you did a 10 stair? All right, tomorrow is a 15. Oh, 15, go to El Toro, do the 20. Like, everything in my brain is like, more. And
Go hard.
Go
Yeah.
hard. I mean, even right now, bro, I'm doing my meditation, bro. I'm out here meditating. I'm like at Lake Shrine, like fucking quiet, I'm signing up for retreats. I'm looking at fucking places in Mexico. Dude,
What kind of meditating you doing?
I'm doing
listeners.
just guided, just like
that's
guided.
cool.
Yeah, like but at the currently, like, I'm just trying to really find my way in this contemplative practice, because I think that we all need it. Like, no matter who you are or what you are, like, we all adhere to the design of the universe. Like, this is what it is, no matter what. And I don't even mean that, like we talked about this earlier, on some woo woo, like, new age shit.
No.
Please don't forget, like, I'm from the hood. Like, it's not like I grew up on some hippie shit, but I do see the benefits and the worth and the reality of a lot of that shit now.
Yeah.
And I'm becoming, like, not only an advocate, but like a fucking evangelist for it. I think a lot of us, especially in hardcore punk rock, hip hop, rap, like these things, I really believe we could benefit from it, because there's already a piece of us that wants to know what's on the other side.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We talked about Lucas Mack too, the guy who did breathwork, who was on the podcast. I did a whole session with him, and we talked before, and he asked me questions about my childhood, my father passing, all that stuff. And then during the thing, you're doing the breathwork, your eyes are shut, and he's touching your body with this thing, and your dad's here. It's so crazy, bro. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I was totally open-minded about it. I did it in my living room, and I was just bawling. I woke up, and it's like, I just kind of met him as he's sitting on the couch, and I'm just like all emotional sitting. I'm like, bro, I want to fucking hug you. I barely know you. But he's the one who got Travis to fly. He's just amazing. And it really worked for me. And then the first thing when I woke up, I was like, I forgive my mom, because I had some resentments toward my mother. And that's the first thing that came to my mind as soon as I came out of that. It was really interesting. So I think it really worked. It's really, I got to connect you with Lucas, man.
I would love that, dude. And anybody listening to this, I think, I'm just going to put it out there because I'm believing in this, like, universe shit. I really believe that part of my path is actually lives in a more spiritual zone than I actually ever anticipated. I think that a lot of, again, especially me as an artist, I think my level or attempts to express myself were in many ways it was supposed to be out of body, like supposed to be, like you said earlier, right? You're just in the moment.
Totally.
Right. And I remember like projecting things from my mind out into the crowd and seeing scenes play out while playing. And so
wow.
I feel like, I guess what I'm trying to say is anybody that has any sort of inclination to inquire with me about what I'm experiencing or what I'm starting to believe in or process that I'm taking, please feel free. Again, I'm not really online like that right now because I'm still dealing with my shit. But
of course,
if you see me or if I open this up into a larger sort of like, I don't know, forum, we should definitely talk about that shit because it's important.
Even though you're going through it, was it hard to cancel the tour and everything leading up to this record? Because I'm sure you're proud of these songs and proud of this album, and it's been like 5 years. And do you know what I mean? You put a lot of work into it. Yeah, a lot of blood and sweat.
I 100%. It was difficult, and I believe it was necessary. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
it felt good.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So one thing I'm learning through a lot of this, like my meditation and my practice, is like I'm living with the darkness that I'm experiencing because it's been a passenger in my life, my whole life.
Yeah.
And what happens for me or happened for me and continues to happen is when I contemplate these things and look back and think and feel, like you said, you're like, I forgive my mom. Like, your body has all these points of trauma throughout it in different spaces, and it comes out in different ways. And
not just in your head.
No. It's far beyond that. Like, I'm waking up every morning at the same time, and it's interrupted sleep. It's because I'm dealing with this shit right now.
Wow.
I'm waking up at the same time. I'm not even kidding. Within 10 minutes of it, but every single night for 3 months.
Wow.
And I'm like, and I have this pain in my lower back, but it's like a pain that I've never experienced. Not that it's like excruciating. It's just a sensation that is unique to my experience. I've never felt it before.
Wow.
I'm unfamiliar with it. So I'm like, okay, so I start like looking into it, and then I see, you know, all these points of trauma and the body keeping the score, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so I am now in this position where I'm like, okay, I need to feel that. Instead of what I would usually do is say, fuck it, get through it, who cares, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And now I've got all these lasting physical effects through not dealing with my pain physically. I'm actually now in a worse position emotionally, mentally, spiritually, because I haven't dealt with those things. So it's time. Like, I know it's time. And again, no one will understand this but me, and my understanding of what God is will understand why and how necessary it was for me to say, I can't do this tour, for me to challenge myself, look at myself in the mirror and say, people are going to be mad at you. Your friends are going to be mad at you. You might lose your band. You might lose your record deal. You might lose everything because these people have this existence and they have these needs and they have this life and this path. And you doing this is going to interrupt all these other paths. But if you continue, you may not make it through.
Yeah.
So you make this decision. And that decision for me, for the first time and I can say this, in my entire life, I accepted that my band's going to be upset with me, possibly the label, everybody, whoever, fans, whatever. I accepted that and said, this is worth it to heal.
Yeah.
First time ever.
It seems like everybody's been supportive though, man.
Dude, it's been, people have been amazing, like incredible. So again, and that's what I really feel, Toby. I was like, just let go, surrender. No matter what happens, it's part of your journey. And as long as your intentions are good, as long as you believe that you are bettering yourself for the betterment of all people, like we said earlier, if I were to go out and be fucking shitty me, that's not giving the effect it could be if I just do the work and come back next year and be fucking killing it and making it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just in the grand scheme, the bigger picture, you living in the present and answering your truth and living in your integrity, if you just live present, I promise you, this is to everybody, because I'm already feeling it. I'm already like understanding it. It will give you a better future, whatever the future means, right?
Yeah.
Like you will be better for the future. And even if you die the next day, I know this is going to be fucking morbid, but even if if I step outside today and get hit by a car, like in this present moment, I'm being super real with you. Like I feel okay. I feel thankful. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for anybody listening to this. I'm thankful to the fucking cosmos for allowing me this infinite possibility to be a miracle and alive right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm hurt. That's why I'm so thankful, because I know that to live is partially to suffer, and we find our ways around and within that suffering to create a meaning that is special and unique to us, and then understanding that there is no light without that dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Your wife must be super proud of you too, man.
Oh, bro, she's been amazing. I was low-key, I was afraid, dude. I was afraid because she's like born into this shit, bro. She just like, she just goes, fuck it, I don't care. I'm going to go buy a hotel and rehab it in the desert and it's going to work. I'm like, you're fucking crazy.
Wow.
But I support you, and does it, sells it. Boom. I'm going to buy this house over here. I'm like, that area ain't like, that's not, nobody gives a fuck about this area. She's like, I know it. Boom. It works.
Wow.
She fucking puts in like our family in the house, fucking lowers the rent. I'm like, and me, I've got very radical, like communist leanings in a lot of these ways, like private property and ownership. I'm like, I don't know. She's like, no. But even me, I was like, but how you going to make money? She's like, I'm going to do it. Boom, does it. Like, it's just like
Makes it happen, dude.
She was just born into this world with angels, bro. Like, whatever that means. So for me to go to her and be like, I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. Like part of me is like, oh God, this is going to,
is she pretty like, obviously she's honest with you. Is she tough with you? Like, get up, let's go. Or
she's like, No, she's become so beautifully compassionate over the 10 years. In the beginning of our relationship, she's a fucking New Zealander. They're like, can do, like, just do it, get up, like, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And then over time, you know, she's become so wonderfully compassionate, and having children. Oh my gosh,
yeah, for
it
sure.
just completely changes everything, right?
I know.
Her maternal instincts with me have only heightened, and so now I was really afraid to be like, look, to say the words, I'm depressed, and look her in the eye and go, you are now with somebody that you've never met. Like, this is a part of me that you've never seen like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I told her, and at first she was like, she thought, because I didn't say depressed. It just seemed like I was going through my thing again.
Yeah.
And eventually when I told her, she was like, all right, we got to figure this out then. And she was like, you need to, I was like, what about money? You know, she's like, you need to stop doing this, and this. You need to fucking help yourself. I was like, nah, but we need to pay for this, and we're struggling here, and blah, blah, whatever. She's like, no, none of this matters if you're not here. You can't do shit if you're not here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so she's been incredibly supportive, and I just got to shout out to any of the partners, male, female, non-binary, other, whatever.
Yes.
Like, partners out there that hold down your partner when it's time to do so. Please just give yourself a pat on the back, a kiss, a hug, like, get yourself some flowers, because we need you and we're so thankful for you. We were just talking about it earlier.
Totally. It's also like when people look also like, okay, this guy's in the band. He's got an awesome wife and kids. He's got a house. He's doing this. Why is he sad?
You feel me?
Yeah. And then even like, you know, if I told my wife or my son, like, whatever, I'm not feeling down today, like, even my son, like, what's the matter? You have this and this and that, but it's not. It's inside your head.
Yes.
So it's not them. It's not your wife. We appreciate the wives and the kid. But it's like hard to like for them to be like, why would you be sad when we have all like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting because it's something in your, I don't know. Plus, we're musicians, we're artists, we're creatives.
Dude.
Like we're all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why we do this music and why we look and we are lived like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we're black sheep. We're not really part of the society. It's kind of, do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
But that's, dude, again, to that point, we kind of like touched on this earlier. Don't be surprised when we show you who we really are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Instagram is not who we are.
It's not who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try
it's a barely small percent
it's a sliver.
Yeah, it's a sliver.
And a lot of people.
And seeing you do that video, I'm like, because you're not really on social media like that.
Exactly.
So I knew it was like, fuck, this is some.
Yeah. And that was what I was hoping for. If the second part,
I think you say something to your wife in there too. You said some more, my wife.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. It's like, I was saying like, you know, it started to affect my wife, my kids, and
she was there when you
around
filmed it, obviously.
Yeah. So it's like that, bro. Like it's interesting how we choose to create this avatar, especially in music.
Avatar, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's this identity that we put out there in order to get money, in order to get clout, in order to get status. You got to promote. And
it's a necessary evil. We have to do it,
right? And my thing right now is what if everyone started being honest? Like, what would the game look like if we all just started keeping it a buck? What would it look like if I was like, yo, today I feel like this, but I'm gonna do this, instead of being like, no, I'm gonna do this because everything's cool, blah, 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 fuck that. Because then what that does, I believe, is it now imparts upon people, oh, well, I can't achieve this if I don't feel like this. If I'm not aligned with what my aspirations and desires are, then I can't achieve it. Fuck that. You need to feel bad. You need to feel down to be either reminded that that's the thing you really fucking want, or to be shown that this is not for you. And that's what I'm walking into right now. Is this for me? Is this method by which we're supposed to tour, method by which we're supposed to promote, what we're supposed to say, how we're supposed to look? Is this for me? I'm really having I'm facing myself right now and trying to understand what integrity means to me, to be whole. You know, in the Latin sense of the word, integer as a whole. Like, what does integrity mean to me? And if you are splitting yourself, if you're separating from yourself, that's not integrity, and you're not being honest with yourself. And therefore, how am I supposed to be honest with anybody if I can't be honest with myself?
Yeah.
You know?
Do you feel any pressure from the label or anything like that, or Well, you put all the pressure on yourself.
It's on me.
You're like a hard critic of yourself, probably harsh on yourself.
I'm the worst critic I could ever have.
Okay.
Ever have. Yeah. It's evil in a lot of ways. Of course, we can use it to benefit ourselves. Of course, you've done it, bro. Like look at your life. You've done so many things and continue to do so many things, so many inspirational, great things. But I'm also, Well, go ahead. But
I'm also insecure and I'm emotional and I'm a fucking human being and and things bother me and things get under my skin and not every day I'm positive and all this shit. I'm a human being. So it's like, but with you, I know what you're saying. Like, it's like, I don't know, the pressures of being yourself, I guess, and just being honest about being yourself.
Well, that's it, Toby. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
The pressures with being myself. Like, I've spent my whole career, people being like, damn, he really is just like, don't give a fuck. And part of it, my problem is that I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck about myself in these ways. Like, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I gave a fuck too much about, I love y'all, but y'all, like, I was out here like wondering, like, how do I give everything to everyone?
Yeah.
And I'm here. This my purpose. I deluded myself to believe that my purpose was to give everything away.
Yeah.
I believe that, not in some martyrdom shit, but actually as a defense mechanism. That's what I'm realizing in my contemplation, in my practice, in my meditation. I'm like, bro, you painted a picture like, you know what I'm saying, this is your purpose, but a lot of that was an excuse. An excuse to give everything away because you don't know how to love yourself.
And did you worry about what the fans would think of new music or anything like that? Do you care what people think in that sense?
Nah, I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
that part I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I have committed myself so heavily to art and believe that I'm just a vessel. That's why I like when like if my band members change or fucking I get a new band or I'm look different, I don't give a fuck about none of that because I'm literally just a vessel. It's not even me. Like, I started removing my ego from this shit in Letlive, and from the outside, I said this to you before the pod, from the outside it may look like I'm like difficult to deal with, but in reality, I'm actually saving myself and probably other people from the struggles of me trying to pretend like I give a fuck about something and it just becoming bad. Like, I just don't want to waste time pretending like I care or pretending like this shit matters to me when it doesn't, because at the end of the day, the universe and my body and my spirit will all conspire to go, you got to stop doing this. I'm seeing it right now. This is not for you. You got to get rid of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that anybody out there listening, like, I promise again, there is no better place to be than right now. And once you start understanding that, whether you're in pain, whether you're in bliss, euphoria, whether you're uncertain, there is no better place to be right now, because right now is your opportunity to observe what is for you or what isn't.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm on right now.
You're on that journey right now.
I'm really on that journey. It's funny. At times I sound positive, and at times I sound really dark and bleak, because that's what I'm living right now. You know, and that's. I used to probably, even me in the episode 222.
Yeah.
Or even like fucking maybe even like 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I probably would have been like, but you know, it's all good. Like, I believe it's going to be okay. Yeah. But I would be saying that differently now. I do believe it's going to be okay because I'm accepting my pain.
Yeah.
And I'm not pretending like, or forcing myself to believe, no, you're just going to push through this.
Yeah.
Pushing through it. Yes, the only way is through it, but when you are pushing in a way, you're pushing things to the side. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was real strong. I was strong enough to push everything to the side for a little bit so I could get to the next step. But I needed to go through that motherfucker.
Yeah, head on. So would you do it like a silent retreat or something? Or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that shit.
Wow.
I'm gonna do a couple silent retreats. And low key, let me keep it super real. I've been fucking straight edge my whole life. But me and Toby were just talking about that.
Yeah.
And he was like, I could see you doing ayahuasca. I was like, bro, I low key have been thinking about it. I swear. So,
I mean, the first time really do it. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Imagine that though, like a straight edge kid going in to do ayahuasca. Like the first thing I've ever done.
All I hear is positive things about it.
That's what I hear. Dude, the science is behind it. It's pretty grounded in it. Like it seems to be non-addictive. the benefits for anxiety, depression, self-realization, they only seem positive. It doesn't seem like something you do to get away, but actually something you do to get into yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas all these other things I felt like is a lot of escapism, for me at least, right? Drinking, other sort of narcotics for me would be an escape.
Yeah,
that would be
sure.
an escape. That's how I would view that.
And you don't want to be put on medication either for depression. No?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, look, I got prescribed a month ago this shit, and I'm sitting and I'm like, I don't know if this is my journey. I don't know. And the reason I was prescribed it was because the day that I couldn't get out of bed and my children were pulling on me, I had to call the doctor, because I was like, look, I just need to know what this is. I need some sort of understanding on how I get myself up out of bed, because I can't be bedside for my kids' lives. I can't do this. I can't do that. So I called the doctor and they gave me this test, and people listen to this. I'm sure someone...
Depression test?
Yeah. They asked me all these questions and I was like, yes.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Dude.
Yes. And
that's probably scary too, like seeing all that.
Toby,
it's a realization.
It was so confronting. Because you got to understand, it was completely obliterating my idea of who I was. It was obliterating my idea, this identity that I constructed in order to push things aside and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the culture too, right? Like, in the hood or black culture, a lot of POC culture, because of, the struggles, plight, constructions, whatever that we go through, it's like you can't even trip on how you feel right now. You got to get through this motherfucker in order to get the food on the table, in order to get out of here. Like, so a lot of my...
In therapy, that's weak.
Bro,
you do that.
You feel me? Oh my God.
Real men don't do that.
Bro, I had a song that didn't make the album, but I'll probably put it out, where I say, I need help, I need to scream, but my block don't believe in therapy. Like,
wow.
And it's real, bro. Like, I get chills even just thinking about it, because some of my homies that have either taken their own lives or put themselves in positions due to something that they couldn't handle, so they acted in ways that were super, super reckless and ended up losing their lives. Like, things like that really, really affected me. And so I'm in this position. I'm doing the test, and they get to... we should put a disclaimer at the beginning of this podcast, because they asked me about suicidal ideation, and I was like,
damn.
And I had to question it. You know what I'm saying? I had to really dig and be like, well, I didn't think about how, and I think I don't know if anyone's experienced this, but I believe that there are more than just me. I didn't necessarily have a plan on like, oh, I'm gonna end it, but I was like, I see why. And that was a scary fucking place to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to be, let's put it in terms of like, let's put it in a picture or like a scene. Like, I was at the end of the cliff and all these people were at the bottom who had decided to do it.
Yeah. And
I could see the distance from me to the bottom of that cliff. I understood that distance. I understood the jump. Wow. And so I wasn't necessarily like, I want to do this, but I was like, I understand why.
Wow.
And that was a really scary place to be.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you always think about like what's in their mind that make them...
Exactly.
Even having kids and all that.
This is what I'm saying. And that's the thing. And I gotta, give grace to, again, the God of my understanding, which is in my children, which is in you, which is in all of us.
Yeah.
But my children, to me, in this reality at least, represent to me a benevolence that I've never seen. It's encouraged me to get out of bed, to step back from that proverbial ledge that I just described.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are what I need in God. They are God in them. They are incarnate. Like, that's what I needed, them to pull me out of bed that day and them to come to my mind when I stepped on the edge of that cliff. I needed my children to pop into my mind before going, well, let me just see what it looks like with 1 foot over it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was deep, bro. It was like real fucking
super heavy, man.
Real heavy.
So you didn't take the pills?
I did, and then but it takes, however long to kick in. And so I started, before it kicked in, I started doing this practice, all these practices really, and I started to feel a little bit better. So I'm weaning off of it.
Okay.
To see if I've figured out another way to alter my brain chemistry.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's like people taking, changing their diets to reverse diabetes or something.
Right.
There's ways to get around the pill for sure.
There, I believe for me, there absolutely is. And I believe that no matter what, whether it's for a lifetime or for a day, there's no shame in it. And I think as long as people are out here trying to understand themselves, no matter what.
Yeah.
If the pill is a distraction, I'm not saying stop. I'm saying perhaps maybe we can find something that assists the same way the pill does or alongside the pill. If the fucking meditation is the move, if anything that makes you stop and ask yourself again, am I living like in integrity? Am I trying to become whole?
Yeah.
Then you rock with that. But as soon as, because for me, the pill was performing. For me, the pill was writing a song. For me, the pill was, like I said, getting into fucking being aggressive, being fucking volatile. You know, that was my pill before I got prescribed pills. So the brain is just going to find a way to activate and to supplement that dopamine in some way.
Yeah.
So just try and figure out how to get it in a way that's positive and that keeps you whole. You know what I'm saying? Because none of us are built to be negative. Like we're just not built. We're not supposed to be that. It's just that some of us have proclivities and tendencies that may offer itself up to that in certain situations. And that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. How'd the pill make you feel? Like, what does it do to you?
Dude, in the first...
Just makes you mellow or something? Or
Nah, it's just like, I don't even know because it's, I'm only like a month in.
Oh, okay.
But to be honest, I don't know if this is just me and my energy, but like the first couple days, I felt like tingling and shit. I don't know if that was just me though, because I was also feeling hella anxiety.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to make this decision about the tour. I was like admitting to my wife that I was talking to a doctor about what I was talking about.
Wow, man.
I was real.
She didn't know that. Okay. Yeah.
No, I had to call her and be like, so I just did this.
Damn.
You know, and this is what they asked me. And then I didn't actually, again, there's a lot of shame in this. The other day, just a few nights ago, we went out.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I just need you to know that my answer to this question regarding suicide was this. It wasn't yes.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessarily no.
Yeah.
It was this weird, nebulous, sort of scary understanding of the act. And she just started crying.
Damn, dude.
You know, and I was like, and I asked her, you know, how does that make you feel about me? And I want you to be honest, because I need to be able to accept whatever in being in this radical honesty. I'm trying to really practice radical honesty.
Totally.
You know, in being honest, I need to just accept it because no matter what, I needed to tell you that. No matter what, I needed to tell you that, swear. And even telling you that, you know, that I said I accepted these pills is really hard for me to do because, again, my whole life, I never took a Tylenol.
I know, man.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, but I need.
This is your life, though, man. This is
what I mean. And it's and again, this goes into music and activism and all this shit. Like, I believe there is a radical act that is love. Because love is not just euphoric. Love is hard. Yeah. Love is pain. Like, love is work and effort. Love is all these things. It's not just the shit we see on the rom-coms and shit, you know,
totally.
Ashton Kutcher and whatever, homegirl.
100%.
Like, it's like, it's so much more radical than we give it credit for. And I believe there's a veneer of love that is dangerous that we're putting on it when we only look at it in the movies and the cards and the hallmarks. Like, I'm like, look, love is radical and love is pain. So I'm trying I keep saying to myself, like, and this might be the next album, who knows? Like, what if we look at a radical type of love and a radical type of compassion that then heals, and maybe the things we lament become, if not perfect, probably not, if not changed, a little bit better versus me going my whole life fighting.
Yeah.
Just fucking fighting, bro. Like, just my whole life has been, it feels like this, like, battle with evil and the things that I perceive as evil, you know, and that I've made myself believe I am here to fight against. That is my enemy. That is my opponent. And we have evolutionarily evolved in our brains and human condition to want to destroy our enemies.
Yeah.
And that's pretty fucking dark if you think about it, right? Like,
yeah.
And I have
just
time.
carrying it on you all
Just
the time.
carrying
It's
it,
heavy,
bro.
dude.
Think about Malcolm.
Yeah.
Fucking, think about Huey.
Yeah.
But even Thich Nhat Hanh, like, bro, think about these monks that have participated in these struggles of activism. It just drains you. It just fucking drains you, makes you sick. It hospitalizes you. It gets you assassinated, like all these things. And the thing about it for me, a lot of the activists that I've studied or paid attention to, I think they come to these realizations of like what it means to be negative and how it may actually be doing a disservice to the cause.
Yeah. That's heavy, man.
Yeah, it's super heavy.
And telling your wife that too. She's like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. And so she's her beautiful crystal blue eyes, like just watering and just in front of me. And I said, how do you feel? And she was like, I just feel so much pain for you.
Yeah.
And then that fucking, it hurts me,
Jeez.
I was like, but that's why I don't tell you, but I need to.
Yeah, you have to. You can't keep it.
Yeah, dude. Well, because it also comes out when I'm an asshole. It comes out when I'm a fucking dickhead. It comes out when I'm like, when I pretend I don't hear her saying something to me. Like, that's how it comes out. You know what I mean? Like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
It's just better to be honest. I really believe this, guys. Like, it's just better to be honest because all these things will come out in ways that, if not are as bad, worse down the line. It's going to present itself. I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you're dishonest with yourself and others, it will present itself. If not in that moment, possibly in a worse moment, but it will come back. So just fucking go through it.
It must feel good saying that, talking to her about
Dude,
that. Yeah.
At the end of the night,
you must feel way lighter now with everything you're doing.
Bro, that's why you're my nigga. Like, that's what I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like I can now approach this depression with understanding and compassion versus this is going to kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have a long road ahead of you, maybe a big journey. It's cool.
It is big. It is big. And it's long. But again, we keep going back. Like, if I were to go on tour or fucking say fuck it or blah, 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 whatever, I would just be prolonging this inevitable collapse that was in front of me.
It's just the timing, man. Just when it happened like that.
Exactly. It could happen at any point, right? It could happen right after the tour.
I know.
It could happen, but this is when it happened. And I'm just being honest with it.
Are you excited for the record to come out still?
Yes.
Because I'm sure you're proud of the record.
I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of it. It's interesting. It's an interesting place to be because I'm really excited about the ideas that it will prompt and things that it will ask me to face, and it has asked me to face. But I think that this record is, how do I put it? It's like a flag on my timeline. Like this was you then. Move on. I got to move on.
It's not even out yet. You're a different person.
Isn't that crazy?
It's fucking crazy.
I'm a completely different person than when I was writing this album. Completely. And by the time motherfuckers get it and digest it, I'm going to be another different person.
Yeah.
And the plan is to just completely change by the time people get to, track 14 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's really that's the goal.
How many months ago did you finish it?
I think I finished it, dude, very recently, like 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
3 months ago. Like we jammed on the end, to try to get this thing out. And I think that's part of my collapse too.
Yeah,
was
dude.
just going so hard.
You burnt yourself out, man.
I burnt myself the fuck out, bro.
But it sounds good. Who produced it?
It was so a bunch. So it was various producer collaborators, writers on the whole thing. And in the end, at the end, the final production, and producer, writers, and artists, you know how this shit goes. What's a producer? What's a writer? Whatever. Yeah. But the final production was myself, Zach Jones, Josh Strock, KJ, and Sean Lopez. He's in Crosses.
Oh, awesome!
And shit.
Great
so it's
bands.
That was the last overview of it. But I mean, I went through a bunch of different. Powers Pleasant, Hiram Hernandez, Mike Shinoda, Travis Barker, John Feldman.
Damn, all in the mix for this?
Yeah, they were all in the mix. I had a gang of people.
Mike Shinoda, that's cool, man.
Yeah, that's the homie, bro. He really he kind of tested me too. He kind of he not like pulled my card a little bit, but he was like, yo, I see what you're trying to do, but I think you could do it better.
Wow.
Low key, he said that. And he
One
said,
of the songs that's out right now, he's part of it or no?
yeah, he Nosebleeds.
Oh, Nosebleeds, yeah.
Yeah, and Tourist.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, dude. He really, like, this is years ago, he hit me on some like, yo, I really feel like I see what this dude's trying to do, but he hasn't done it yet. And that was real. I appreciate that shit.
It's crazy seeing the new singer in there, man. She's killing it, dude.
Bro, she's gnarly.
It's serious shoes to fill, and she's doing great,
huge,
man.
bro. So like you
know who she is before that?
I did.
Okay.
I was a fan of her. So
what's the other band she has?
Dead Sarah.
Dead Sarah, yeah.
Yeah, and she was actually on my ex's, like my ex-girl. She was on her album.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah, so like I found her through that, and then I went and saw Dead Sarah at South by Southwest when Letlive was playing, and she was just wild, like throwing herself into the drums and shit, looking like a Kurt Cobain type. And I was like, whoa, this is sick.
That's the vibe, yeah.
It was the vibe, you know? And then, so when I saw her step on stage with Linkin Park, I was like, oh yeah, that, because she's an incredible singer.
She sounds great, man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not without, it's not without saying, I understand that there's some other shit attached to her with her associations with Scientology.
Yeah.
And
she already made a statement too. I read it. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's like, that's, again, we got to understand, right? Are you willing to do that?
Same thing with Kanye, though.
You feel me? 100% with Kanye or Michael or fucking James Brown.
Yeah.
Dude, like.
Not like Kelly, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Kels is cool.
But yeah, the Kanye one's tricky too because
you feel me?
Is an incredible artist, man. Incredible songwriter, just everything, man.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, right?
So hard because it said, yes.
What are we taking from it? And that is where I really am thankful for what I'm into now with this compassion shit, because I am trying to practice and extend this type of compassion to everyone. Like everyone. Yeah. Because I'm looking at myself right now as someone I never thought I would be. I'm looking at myself in the past going like, oh no, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Or I probably shouldn't have done that. Like I probably
Are you regretting that stuff?
No.
Okay.
Nope. I'm just like, that's part of it. And since I don't regret it, because it does me no good, I just observe it and try to learn from it. I go, oh, man, these motherfuckers that I just want to slap the shit out of, they probably have space to change. They probably will look back they may be able to look back one day and go, I shouldn't have done that. And I can't, while I'm living in my present time, when I'm like, that's some goofy shit, that's fucking whack. Like literally today I was walking over here and someone in a nice whip looked at me crazy and I was like, you know what? He might be having a bad day. He might come from a completely different culture. He might not even be looking at you. Yeah, bro. He might not even give a fuck about you.
It's so true,
He might be glancing through you.
And it's not even worth it, man.
And it's not even worth it. And that's my ego.
Got you.
I'm out here just like making a whole scenario in my head about this nigga like giving a fuck about me when he probably doesn't.
Yeah.
Or he does. None of it matters because you know what? I got in my car and came to you and I'm having this conversation and that shit means nothing.
Yeah.
Because only unless I place meaning on it.
It's crazy getting your head about stuff like that too. Think about it.
Bro,
not everything's about you or us or,
It's the I.
Yeah.
The I.
Yeah.
And people will go back in this podcast and be like, this motherfucker said I 272 times. Like I'm trying I. There is
I against I.
You feel me? I against I. It's like there's an effort that can be made where we remove the sense of self, right? And there is that effort being made here with this person speaking to you on this podcast right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it. I am trying to do it. But it's a fucking process because we've all been conditioned to believe that everything that's happening is happening to us. This is happening to me.
Yeah.
Why is it happening to me? And I'm fucking guilty of that shit too. I used to think I was cursed. I'd be like, man, every fucking time I get like right here, I'm like, all right, everything's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. It fails. At least it felt that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't looking at the other things around me, my beautiful children, my wife, the fucking fact that I'm still here, the fact that I didn't have cancer when they thought I had cancer. Like all these things I'm forgetting because in this moment I want to feel bad.
Yeah.
You know, I want to suffer. I'm choosing to suffer.
It's crazy, man. With your mind's so powerful, man.
It's so powerful.
And your body too, it holds different pain and trauma.
Yep.
He was pointing that out too, Lucas, that day. Well, this is where you hold this about your dad. This is where your mom is. It's just crazy, different parts of the body, how that works, man.
It is, and it's real.
You always think about the mental, going to see a therapist. You don't think about your body.
Exactly. But that's the thing, and it's good that you brought this up, Toby. Like, it's just, look, at the end of the day, neurologically, physiologically, like, these things are a science. This isn't even on some woo-woo shit. I promise you guys. Like,
it's true.
I was on some shit before. I was like, nah, like, you just, like, pain, it's what I used to be like, pain, it just like reminds you you're alive and fucking it just makes you stronger.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we do need to go through these things, but you need to face them and understand that they are fucking being harvested and they're growing inside of you if you don't face it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They live with you. This shit lives with you.
Yeah. And stress and anxiety doesn't help that either. It just makes it worse, dude.
Dude, what? Like, I remember Big Dog. Max was good. I remember, that's actually so perfect that he just walked in. I remember my son, my youngest, I believe, again, God of my understanding has given him to me and my wife as what we need because he challenges the shit out of me.
Yeah.
That's
what they're supposed to do.
Yo.
Keep you in check, man.
He keeps me in every way. Every way. He'll be like, teaches me patience, teaches me understanding, teaches me compassion, teaches me how to be more emotional. I see myself in him so much where he is acting in ways that seem volatile, undisciplined, just fucking asshole because he doesn't know how to ask for a hug. He doesn't know how to express for whatever reason, and I need to make him feel okay to do that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do that. I didn't know how to do that. And it's really sort of, I'm like, just so you guys know, I'm sweating as I talk about this because I think my body is doing the thing that we've been talking about. I'm coming to realize all the things that I was afraid of and couldn't ask for through my youngest son.
Wow.
And at times it is confronting, and at times I deny it. And when I do that, I'm denying him of something he needs to be whole. And that is, it's so hard.
They also go back to how you were raised too with your pops and everything too.
Bro,
it all goes back to that.
100%. It's so funny because my dad is hitting me up now, like texting me and shit a bunch to talk.
Oh, he knows what you're going through, obviously.
Yeah. I told him.
Are you tight with your pops?
We're getting tighter now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now. But back then we were not at all. It was a really interesting relationship because we just never had that father-son connection like that. And so I am ambivalent and fighting with myself, with my own children, because I'm like, sometimes I'm over the top, you know, and I just need to be. I just need to be there with my kids versus like, no, we got to do this. No, please, no, tell me this. Blah, blah, blah. Like, so I'm
because you didn't get that from your dad.
Exactly. So I'm going through on like OD mode sometimes. And then sometimes I'm going into my patterns. What I learned, be like, you're fine. Don't get up. You're fine. Like, none of this is that bad. But it might be for him.
Yeah.
I just don't know that.
Yeah.
You know, and I need to leave space for that to be the situation.
Yeah. That tough love or that.
Yeah. But you know what, bro? Even up to now, I really low-key, like, somewhat believed in that. Like, I was like, nah, like, there needs to be a little bit. But to be super real with you, again, on some radical shit, like, what if we don't?
Yeah.
What if the whole world, and again, this is an impossibility, but what if our community and our household made it okay to just feel what you fucking felt and talk about it and find strength in that vulnerability versus saying, fuck it? What if? I don't know. It's
okay to cry. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to say I love you to your dad.
You feel me? Because do we know? Like, do we actually know?
Ask for help.
Right. Do we know if tough love works? Does anybody know? Does
Yeah.
it? Do you know if it actually works? So if it doesn't, is there another way? Right?
Yeah. It's crazy because how, our parents were raised, and then how our
Correct.
parents raised us, and then the grandparents, and
Correct.
like my mom was raising 3 boys. She was doing her best to like give us all the equal attention and all that shit. But I was staying with my grandparents a lot, and my mom was, she'd say she loved me and stuff, but I really got my love from my grandparents, to be honest. 'Cause
Yeah.
my mom was always working, but yeah,
Right.
it's interesting.
But you said you forgiving your mom. Because you get it a little bit more now, huh? Because you're a parent.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, and I have so much respect for her, like how she did raise all 3 boys on her own,
Absolutely.
Even though I felt neglected a bunch of times throughout my life with my mom in different situations with a lot of things. But yeah, we've talked about it actually, and
wow.
yeah, but I know, but when you become a parent, like, oh shit, this is hard.
Absolutely.
It's no joke. It's not, and every day it's a challenge.
But those things can
It's
exist.
still learning.
Right. But they can exist at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you can feel, look, I'm going to keep it super real. Like you can, because I have these feelings. You can feel that you were neglected. You can feel like it hurt. You can feel like you fucking didn't like that shit.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you can forgive your mom.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Because I know how to raise one freaking person.
You feel me?
You know what I mean?
You feel me? It's so going back to, and this, I think the universe is making this conversation kind of like cyclical, because we keep coming back to this, is like, that's why I don't regret old me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't like shame old me. That's why I don't shame, and I'm trying not to shame old anybody anymore. I used to do that like a few months ago. I used to shame my perceived enemies and adversaries. I did. I was like, you January 6th motherfuckers, I swear to God, if I was there.
Yeah.
Like,
jealousy is a bitch.
It's a bitch.
You say in that song.
Yo.
Off my dick or other people.
That's what I'm saying.
I lost some friends.
That's what I'm saying.
Here and there, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And that's part of it, bro.
Yeah.
And like part of my bravado and like that sort of like ego shit, like throughout this album, I'm like going back and forth, like dealing with my own demons, but also trying to have a sense of self that I'm proud of, and having that ego and having the bravado, and it's a fucking battle. And so all these things can exist at once. And once we stop making an exclusivity or requiring exclusivity to these feelings, I think we can get past that shit.
Yeah.
You
that
know
didn't come off cocky to me. They came out like just confident and truthful. Like, this is the truth. There are haters. People hate on you. Friends turn on you. It's so true.
That's just what it is.
That's why I can relate to it. Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's I used to want to fucking fix it. I got to keep it real with you, Toby. Like,
you want everybody to love you or be proud of you or be...
I just wanted to, I thought, you know what, dude? You're like my therapist right now. Let me walk through this with y'all right now, because I'm thinking about it.
You feel like you had to prove something too? Obviously, you did where you came, how you grew up, the music genre you're in.
Hell yeah.
Black and white, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was like, I got to prove to everybody.
But I have to go extra hard always. Yep. Yeah.
You know what? So to answer your question, did I feel like I wanted everybody to like me? I think that I wanted others to view me the way I wanted to view myself. So it wasn't necessarily that I needed people to like me, because I'm actually pretty good with being like, you just don't get it, and that's cool. But I think because there was a vacant space and a hole in me.
Yes.
I wanted people to fill that hole for me, so I didn't have to fucking look at it.
Yeah.
That's probably what I was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just like creating your own lane and doing your own style, it's everything. Yeah, dude.
100%. And being like, all right, I'm gonna create this lane. That's cool. But at the same time, pretending like I didn't have that feeling of need for others to fill that hole. That was I was doing myself a disservice for sure. I was just doing myself a disservice.
But I also wanted to be heard and use your voice, and like, this is me. I'm coming in.
True.
Right. And just really know. I mean, for Fever, it's like, I don't even know what genre it's everything.
I love that. That's
you know
what I
mean?
hope for. Yeah, that's what I hope for.
It's got everything. It's got all different stuff together. You know, it's hard
you.
Listening to the new songs. It's just like, because there's melody and some stuff sounds like not emo or screamo, but your voice, and then there's just like there's all influences in there. You know.
You know what? And like,
and it works. It's like, it's not forced. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It works.
I appreciate coming from you, and I want this to be known publicly. Coming from you, someone who like actually gets it on an authentic, genuine level, that's a fucking cosign. Like that means a lot to me because you and I know it's real fucking easy to do this shit and be corny or to like just kind of co-opt a vibe. And I see it all the time. Again,
because it's not forced. It's really how you grew up.
That's it, bro.
Skateboarding, listen to all types of music.
That's just what it is for me. And
But it's crazy when you see other artists out there now that they're forcing, they're trying to put out, they want to sound like this and this and that, and like they didn't grow up on it, they wear the clothes.
Yes.
All that stuff's been around forever. They're all people coming like that, trying to like take from different parts of the cultures and scenes and fucking
totally
capitalize on it. And
That's
it's not
it.
real.
That's it.
It's not from the heart.
That's it. It's just capitalizing on it, bro.
And that shit's frustrating.
It is.
Especially when they blow up and they become successful. It's like,
you feel me?
You never toured in a fucking van before.
You feel me? You're like, why damn?
And that's not some hate or bitter shit. It's just honest. It's like,
it's how it feels.
And then people that work their asses for it, really grew up in it and love it and believe in it still and live it. It's just hard when people just come fucking, you know what I mean?
I want to.
It's hard to get. It's hard not to be mad about it or hate. It's just like, all right, I don't know.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying because you're keeping it real, right? Like, let's keep it super real. I spent a lot of my career orbiting around people that fucking took off. You know what I'm saying? Like, really just went and did it. And I got to keep it super real. Like, I actually never was mad at those people. You know why? Because I knew them. If I knew them, it was all good. There was probably times where people were blowing up and I didn't know them, and I'd be like, but do you really know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's because I didn't know them.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of times, again, being able to extend an understanding to someone, because knowing you don't know, knowing you don't actually know. I don't actually know if X band fucking really knows about Big L or fucking, you know, like, I don't know. Maybe they do. Like, because I've had that happen to me before where I'd be like, oh, I thought you were just some goofy, like, cosplayer, but you really know some real shit. So,
but also that's our generation, not their generation. We have to understand there's like all new hip hop. So like to them, you know, I don't know, Kanye's old school or whatever, Travis Scott or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's different. Because when I went and saw Future a couple weeks ago with my son, I was like, yo, it was a weird concert, man. Because the last show I saw was Kendrick at the Forum, and that was fucking game changer. But I'm watching, no disrespect to Future, because he has great songs, but he was singing to backing vocal tracks, and it was just medleys of each song. Yeah. And this, but kids were going crazy. It was sold out at the Clippers freaking arena.
I know.
So to me, I'm like, yo, I saw Wu-Tang as a kid. I saw Nas. I saw Gangstar. I saw De La, Third Base, all these groups. I saw them perform. You know, and then, I don't know, just seeing that, I was like, okay, I can't get bummed at this because this is 2024, and these kids are all stoked. They're singing all the words. I'm like, I don't have to think it's cool. I don't know. It's just weird, man. I don't know.
I know. It's hard, bro. Again, because you and I and everyone are living in our perception and how we see it because of what we have seen. So everything we see in front of us is because of everything we see behind us.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And so we're comparing these things, and I fucking feel you. I feel you. And what I'm trying to do, especially having like young ass kids, 7, 4.
Yeah.
Bro, my 7-year-old is already like saying things and doing things that I'm like, why are you saying that? You know what I mean? Like, but it is what is du jour. It is what's on trend now. So I have to,
man.
And I saw it with Trav a lot. I feel like he was really good at looking at like Landon and Alabama and Ati and kind of like understanding the current state of popular culture.
Totally.
Because he was living with it with his children.
And they also kept him in the loop on things. I'm sure some collabs happened because of them.
Hell yeah.
And some artists came into the mix because of him.
Of course. And I think that there's a beautiful connection there. So if we can see that these kids, again, bro, think about it. When we was like getting our fucking records and tapes and CDs and shit, and our parents like, what the fuck is this? It's probably not that dissimilar, what we're feeling right now. And so I try to approach it with that level of understanding every time. But at the same time, you've got Kendrick who
Dude.
is just a fucking force of like talent and performance and commitment.
Poet, lyricist,
Dude, it's
MC.
like, so we do have a bar. There is
Wordsman.
like to compare to.
Yeah, I mean, I like J. Cole too as well.
Same.
And that thing was really smart, him tapping out of the whole thing.
You feel me? Yo.
People flipped it first, but then I realized now
The memes were amazing.
it was like
too.
the smartest move though, dude.
Best thing he could have done for his career.
But just Kendrick, I think now, since we're talking about current topics, but I think Kendrick might bring Lil Wayne out at the Super Bowl. I think that'd be a sick G move.
What a move.
I could see him doing it. I think it's going to happen. I don't
What
know,
a
man.
move.
Because all the shit surrounding and that newest song he just dropped,
Yes.
kind of to the industry and
Yes,
stuff.
absolutely.
We were texting during the whole
Hell yeah.
the beef. It was crazy,
It
man.
was madness.
What a magical moment in fucking hip-hop,
They do
dude.
crazy. And also for Kendrick to walk away with the crown, but not say anything. That was it, right? He was like, this is in the name of like the sport or the art. Okay, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
And he was able to walk away. I thought that was so, I don't know. I just thought it was like, again, like what?
Gentleman-like,
Exactly.
adult.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
sportsman-like, you know?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I have to ask myself a lot too, like now where I'm at in my spirit, in my soul, like would I engage that way? 4 months ago, hell yeah. Right now, I'm like, I don't know. But to watch the exercise of penmanship,
yeah, dude.
and the it was like war. It was like
Crazy.
fucking the art of war.
Dissecting those songs,
Dude.
like the next one we drop it. Oh my god, we dissected this one yet,
Madness.
dude, and still watching things about it
To
coming
this
up.
day, being like, actually, did you know that this sock was used in fucking?
And then did he hit him with a subliminal in that commercial for the Super Bowl?
Dude, that's what everyone's saying too, right?
Or
no
even-
second chances.
And then the new one too with the Air Force Ones that new one just dropped.
The Black Forces, dude.
all
Yeah.
beat up and shit.
Yes, dude.
He's
yes.
just so incredible, dude.
He's amazing. He's like a once in a generation artist.
Yeah.
A once in a generation.
And when he said, what's that one song he said he was the king of New York back then? That
Oh,
was,
dude, the control. Oh my god,
dude.
That's where it all started, huh? He was like,
Yeah.
I'm here to body all of you.
Before I went to Future that night, I was at the LAFC and Kendrick was there in a suite close to me with his whole family. And I'm like, is he going to leave this and go pull up and do like that with Future? This we're like 3 miles away from each other.
Yeah.
And when I got to the show, he didn't come out and they skipped his verse. I'm like, it's kind of cool he stayed because I left the soccer game early. He stayed there with his family. I didn't even go to the show. That was sick.
Okay. See? Cyclical. It's all coming back, right?
Yeah.
Like there are things in this world that everyone that adores you for your art will never understand you that you love as a person, and that's okay. Your fans or your patrons and supporters, they don't need to understand all of it, dude.
Or know all about it.
They don't need to know all about it.
I know.
You don't need to. And I think that I thought I sort of conflated and confused being real with making sure everyone understood why I did things. You know, like it doesn't need to happen that way.
I'm sure there was a lot of fans of Kendrick at the show that night when that song came out. Oh my God, he's going to come out.
Yep.
And they'd be so stoked to know. He's at a soccer game with his family.
That's so hard.
That's so sick.
It's so sick.
I know, man.
So good, dude.
And that's him. He's a parent. You know what I mean? He's not perfect. He sings about those things in the songs.
Absolutely. And that's real too. I had somebody who I really admire as a musician and artist and a person. I think he's a really interesting person. And he mentioned how he did not like how Kendrick he was like talking about how he's a genius, but he mentioned that his infidelity and you know his struggles with, you know, commitment, and how he didn't like that. And I was like, I not that I like that he did it, but I like that he was honest enough to and vulnerable enough to put it on wax. Like,
and he's still with his wife.
and he's still with his
she was
wife
in the video.
and keeping it super fucking real. Like
same with Jay-Z on the 444 record, all that.
Yep.
Like Lemonade and then that, and then they made up and they're still together.
Yo.
But that's a marriage and that's commitment. That's the ups and downs of love and pain and struggle.
That's it.
Max, I'm gonna edit that. It's rude. That's that pain, love, and struggle of relationships. It's not perfect, dude.
Dude. Again, right? Love is, right? Love is ... Love is pain. Love is struggle. Love is suffering.
Yeah.
And love is, and it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It can be.
Yeah.
It can be.
We're very lucky we have women that hold us down. And like I said before, we're like big kids out there with their friends playing music on tour. No responsibilities but to be on stage, and they're holding down the house with the kids. Do you know what I mean? Have your back 100%.
Bro,
like
I'm really feeling
so
that.
lucky though, man.
I can't even lie. I got it. So let me keep it super real. I'm gonna take this clip and show it to my wife. I really believe that I understood how hard that was. Like I really was like, oh, like I get it. She'd be on the phone with me like, you know, maybe I missed something or I was supposed to handle something I didn't. She'd be like, yeah, I'm out here with the kids. Blah, blah,
You're like, I had a sick show tonight.
You feel me? I'm like, yo, well, I had to play for 10,000 people tonight or whatever. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and thinking that like comparing our plight. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I was like, yeah, but I'm out here and I can't be with y'all. I'm in the hotel room, whatever.
Exactly.
But dude, I gotta keep it real. Like, I'm opening myself up to so much, shedding so much ego that I'm actually able to feel what she meant when she was like, this is hard when you're on the road. Mm-hmm. Like, I actually understand it now.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that I didn't. I got to be real. I thought I did. Yeah. I really thought that I was like able to understand way more than I did.
Until you're at home and she's on the road.
You feel me? She's out right now.
Yeah.
She's out right now doing an album. It's me and the boys. And I'm like, Luckily, I absolutely love being a father.
Yeah.
But I actually I'm able to kind of look around the corner and go, oh, this is what she meant. Mm-hmm. Instead of like, again, being able to avoid it and be like, all right, peace. I'm out. I'm on tour for 7 weeks. You know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
When they're that young, though, I mean, 7 maybe not, but when I did this Hazen Street group, I went on tour for like 8 weeks, and my son was just born.
Yep.
But he didn't know the time frame I was gone for.
Sure.
But I would get back from that, and my wife like, here you go.
Yep.
And then do the dishes. You come back from a 10,000, whatever. You're playing the festival.
Yep.
The next day, you're at carpool. You're doing the freaking dishes.
Yep.
You're changing the diapers. It's two different realities, man.
It is. And that's
like
difficult.
Touring's fantasy, and this is reality.
Bro, and let's keep it. And like, that's hard. I want people to understand this too. Like, I used to ask myself, like, damn, like, how do these OGs, like, they be out here like the whole time. They never stop, blah, blah. I'm not going to speak for anybody, but if that were me, I think that it might be partially because I don't know anything else and I'm not willing to challenge myself to know anything else other than this road life. Like, this is all
married
I
to
do.
The road, dude.
Bro, and that's my identity. That becomes my identity. Like, that's where I'm at. Again, I'm at this.
Until you get married, until you have kids.
Totally. But even some of my homies, and I love them to death. I am not, there's no judgment cast here at all. It's just my observation and what they've said to me. I got dudes and also women out here on tour with a partner and children that don't know, that have said, I don't know how I survive off the road. I don't know how to be in real life. And that's hard. Because
that post-tour depression is real too,
it's
man.
Real, dude. It's real. And so, again, it asks us to face ourselves.
Yeah, it's also like, because every night you're being praised, or you're playing to an audience that heard of your band if you're headlining, or you're opening up for someone. Every night there's this stimulation, there's these people, you're winning them over, or they know your band, they're singing along.
Yes.
Every single night you come home and it's like, yo, you get the love and respect, but it's like, if you're a husband or even if you're living by yourself, it's like, all that's gone. It's just back to reality. Either you go back to work or whatever you're doing. It's like, it's not that.
Dude.
And that's not why people would do it. But when you're out there having that every single night, it's just like, it's a mind fuck, man.
100%.
You know? Or then you feel like, when you're home, like, am I worth anything? Like, or if you're off to it, you can't wait to get home and see your family. Then you get home, you're home for a couple weeks, like, damn, kind of miss going on tour.
Yeah,
and it's like, and it's like, and then it's like, when you're not there, not doing anything, like, am I worth it? What do I do with my life? What am I doing? Am I worth anything? Do people really care? Because you're not out there in it. Obviously, online, some love, fake love, whatever that shit is. But then, obviously, you get love at home. It's just hard to explain being a musician and doing what we do, writing songs and traveling and singing and touring. Even if you brought your family and they've seen you do it 100 million times, when you're like, I don't know, it's interesting when you're mentally in it.
Dude.
Right?
Bro, I mean, that's it. Even you saying that hits me with like all these like quasi revelations where I'm like, you know what? You're like, that's not why we do it. And I'm like, but is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, deep in your mind, you're like,
we do it because we love it.
Right.
We do it makes us happy. It is therapeutic.
Right.
For many different reasons.
Right.
And it's inspiring it's nice to see people get inspired by your music and help people change their lives and save lives. It's this positive fucking thing, this energy. And it's how we express ourselves. This is what we do. I don't know, it's just what we do. You don't think about it like that. But then when you sit back, when you're not on the tour, or
Right.
or you see things about yourself, and people come up to you and say something, or send you a DM, or show you a tattoo, like, fuck, man, I'm not a loser. I'm actually did something with my
Right.
life, and
Right.
it's weird, man.
It is weird too, because you're
Because there's people now that are extremely bummed that they can't see your band play.
exactly.
And obviously you know that, yeah, I'm sure, but you don't know, like, maybe somebody had bought tickets, or maybe somebody is traveling, or their
Yep.
best friend's going, or they're going to
Yep.
bring their girlfriend for the first time.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And here you are feeling bad because you think you let people down, but at the same time, you're trying not to let your family down, who you fucking live with, and your children. And that balance of, like, the fans who think they really know you, and your family who fucking really knows you and keeps you in check.
Exactly.
It's crazy. I got goosebumps just saying that, dude.
Exactly. Me too.
This is crazy. It's so true.
But you think about it, it's that the word you use, balance, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's the operative word. Like, if let's just say, because anything is possible, right? If I went out on tour and did the thing, and there was a, it seems like, based on my history with depression or my behaviors, it seems like I could go out there and give people a version of myself that was less than, but also quite dangerous and hazardous, and I could hurt myself. I could hurt someone else. Who knows, right? I could go out and all the signs were like, this doesn't look good.
Totally.
And here's why. I could do that, and at the same time, then come back to my family broken and fuck that up, right? So the trend or the trajectory looked as though not much good was going to come out of that in my life, right? And then my family has to deal with it, and then I have to deal with what my
not
family
the fans. They don't have to deal with nothing.
Exactly. And so, yes, let's even say someone bought a ticket to every single show. All right, let's say let's say like 30 days or whatever it is. 30 days versus my whole life.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a great perspective.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great perspective. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy, man. When
It
you
is
think about it
crazy.
like that.
It is crazy.
Because you have obligations, obviously. You committed to something. You recorded something. You announced something. Tickets are on sale, right?
Yeah.
But then you have obligations to your fucking self, man.
Dude, that's it.
Which you've never done before.
That's it. When you were talking earlier, I had a realization. I was like, that, like, obviously part of it is the part of it where it's like, oh, I need to help, get better so that the world around me. But the biggest part is like, there is no world around me unless like I'm whole.
Yeah.
Because everything's gonna fall apart.
All that stuff doesn't matter. Yeah. It
No,
matters,
none of it matters.
It's crazy.
It's
man.
crazy to think, and it's hard to say. It's easier said than done, right? You say it, but really doing the work is it's an interesting process that I am very willing to endure. But notwithstanding, like it, knowing it's fucking sucks. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, but you're doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah. 100%.
Are you doing therapy again too, like talking to somebody as well?
Yeah. I started with my therapist again, and that's been cool. He actually told me some shit where he was like, that fucked me up. It really, again, this sense of self, it really just kind of pulled away at this sense of self. But he said to me, after we've been talking for a couple of years now, he's like, it seems like you're just not built for the business part of the art. And that fucked me up because I came from like a hustle culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I came from like making it work and always being able to support myself and my making things work no matter what. And realizing that probably a lot of the things that I felt I had to do were damaging me and fucking hurting me in a lot of ways. And when I could have just been honest with myself and found another way to make money. It's not even like, we always think that it's like you have to make money and there's this, you did this because you had to. Yes.
Yeah.
But the had to doesn't mean you had to do that all the time. Like you could have done that. You could have had to make money in another way. Yeah. And I just didn't really see it that way. I
love the music. I hate the music business.
I
hate the music aspect of it. The business managers, the booking agents, all that stuff. We had a million of those my whole career.
Bro. Same.
It's the most stressful part. And the money, just the royalties.
Yo. And
publishing, all that stuff.
And, dude, it's straight. And to be super real, like, I've made missteps and all that because I just started going, I don't care. And part of it was like, well, you fucked yourself because you didn't care enough.
Yeah, dude.
And you know what I'm saying? And part of it, you fucked yourself.
It's fucking up your paper.
Yup. You fucked it. And you now made this person upset because you weren't paying enough attention. I'm like, man, fuck this. Like, I truly... And I do believe this. I do believe there is a world and a universe where you just do what you love and you make money doing that.
Absolutely.
But it's like you're surrounded by so many things that tell you otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're doing it, like I look at you and Trav and like the homies that fucking made it work, doing what they love, and I'm like, damn, okay, that shit can happen. That's dope. But every time I got closer to that, to where it was like, oh, I might be set, like closer and closer, it was like this person comes in and this thing and this requirement. And I'm like, okay, so I need to learn how to protect myself from the things that damage my spirit.
Yeah.
Instead of believing that it's all good, that's just part of it, fuck that. I need to start protecting myself and realizing, is it worth giving away this part of my soul? Is it worth giving this part of my energy? Is it worth giving this part of my time? Like Kendrick at the fucking LAFC game.
Yeah.
He stayed with his family.
I know,
because
man.
that was whatever else wasn't worth leaving that.
Totally.
And I have been challenged by that feeling for the past, basically since COVID ended.
Yeah.
Right before it, there's been a lot of challenges with that, and I think every single time I made a decision that wasn't right, it started to eat away at me.
And also, you got people counting on you. It's not just your journey. It's like you're in a group. So it's like if other people counting on you, or other people have different schedules, and it's like, and sometimes you can't count on people or trust people or all that stuff.
Right.
So then it's like, if it's just you and you're the boss of everything, it's totally easier because you can just point at yourself and things fuck up. But otherwise, it's like you and a couple other people, or a manager, or business manager, or something falls through the cracks, right? It's just like...
That's where I had my biggest schism with it all was... I was like, okay, I had all, manager, agent,
yeah, dude,
fucking business manager, lawyer, band, fucking producers, homies, label, fucking all this shit.
It's too much,
right?
dude.
You have all these things, and then one of them is like, yo, low key, like, I need this from you. Like, I need this. And me and you, people pleasing background, I'm like, all right, I got you. And then while that's happening, someone else is like, two people. They fucking talk in the back. Okay, we're going to ask him to do this, and we'll do it together. Yeah. Like, so we'll have a better chance. All right, boom. They come. Yo,
tag team.
You feel me? We'll tag team. All right, cool. They go, hey, we need this, bro. Like, we need this. You're we homies, right? I'm like, oh, I don't really got it, but yeah, all right, boom, here you go. And eventually, I start siloing my the help or the focus on it's not just about me, but I'm siloing it. So I'm thinking about just this person or this group of people, and eventually all of these things operating at once are not congruent, and they start to overlap. And now what this person needed actually affects what this person needed.
Yeah.
And with this, and then all of those things affect you.
Totally.
And so again, that's why I keep talking about protecting yourself from jump, just being honest from jump.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I was dishonest, but what I was I'm guilty of trying to pad the reality for other people.
100%.
If someone says something crazy about my homie, or like, yo, we don't want them in the session, I'll be like, okay. And I won't lie, but I'll be like, hey, yo, this session's just going to go like a different way. And like, we'll catch you on another one. When I should have just been like, yo, bro, I love you. You're the best. I want you here, but they just don't want that.
Yeah.
I should have just done that.
Yeah.
Because then later the homie finds out like that they didn't want it. They're like, why didn't you tell me? But I'm like, oh, and they don't give a fuck that you were trying to be nice.
I know.
They're hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you don't want to ask anybody for any favors because you're the one always hooking people up and connecting people, but nobody's ever trying to connect you or thank you or offer you something. Because I don't know. That's my weakness. I've always been a giver, and every sponsor I have, all my friends are laced right now with everything I have all the products,
Yep.
the vans, the hookups,
Yep.
the on-running shoes, and I don't expect anything back. I'm always like that.
Yep.
But once in a while, it's nice to get a thank you, or you know what I mean? Like, oh, can I get this number? Oh, well, I get people hit me up to ask to go see, because they know I'm friends with a lot of people. Oh, can I get tickets to go see Paramore, or can I get a Blink ticket, or a Billie Eilish ticket? I'm like, dude, I'm not in these fucking groups, dude.
Yeah.
It happens all the fucking time to me. And sometimes I'll do it. I'll try my best because I like to look out for people. But it's like, dude, it's like when you give so much, it's fucking draining, man. Especially you don't give to get shit back. Okay, because I'm gonna need a photo. No, after. Okay, I'll pause. We'll go back. Let's pause.
You gotta come.
We're talking about New Zealand. We're back in the podcast. We're talking about New Zealand now. I've never been there before. I've only been there for a layover, but I want to go there sometime.
You got to, bro. You got to come.
Since we're venting about stuff, I was just thinking. We took a pee break. I don't mind connecting people. I've connected people my whole entire life. In fact, the first time in my life I'm being acknowledged for all my connections working for Liquid Death, because that's what I'm an ambassador for them, and I've connected with so many different people, which are my friends, and everybody gets laced. All my friends are investors now. It's been beautifully organic, but it's crazy when you introduce somebody to somebody and then they become friends with that person. Then those two people, they go off and they hang out. You don't really see them anymore. It's weird.
That is a trip.
And I can't take it personal because they're still my friends, but I don't live next to them. And it's just happened a couple of times where people or somebody comes to my house, because I'm very open about bringing people in. We have open Thanksgiving, open Christmas. I always let people in kind of too fast, my wife says, into the crew. And they come through, they meet everybody, or they run through people and they go to the next people, like social climbers. And I've always been a victim of that because I was always been very open and giving with people, and then they take advantage of that as weakness, my kindness. And it's kind of something that I try not to do as much. My wife always checks. She's like, I told you, I saw that one coming, but always just coming through, literally through this crib and just meeting people. And then, and it's nothing, this is part of life, but that's just also me being a giver and not trying to get things from people. And just like, I love connecting good people together.
Dude, it's so difficult, right? First of all, I fucking feel you.
Okay.
Second of all, my wife always is like, yo, just pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Because I do the same fucking thing. I'm like, yo, you do this? My homie over here needs that. Or like, my homie also does this. Or dude, my thing that that's coming up a lot in my therapy and just, meditation is I get so excited about people's potential, especially when someone else doesn't see it. I'm like, oh no, wait, this is like, you're so good. And I will put like time and money and effort all into these people.
You get so hyped when everybody else to hear it and promote it.
Exactly. And the thing that I don't pay attention to is that person as a person. I don't see that they might, there might be something that doesn't align with, like, maybe they might not even be ready for what I'm trying to give them.
Yeah, they're not ready for it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They might like do some fuck shit after, and you're like, and then I'm mad. It's like
not know the business, not how to talk to people.
And that's because you and I
make you look bad, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, facts. Oh, for sure. I've had plenty of people be like, oh, blah, blah, and I'm like, yo, you took this completely out of context. Like you didn't tell them about all the shit that led to that, huh? But anyway, that shit is it's a blessing and a curse. But again, back to what we were saying with protecting yourself.
Yeah.
What I had to realize was most people are not going to like when you protect yourself. Once we start understanding that, because I used to think all these people that protect themselves and their energy or whatever, I used to think that, well, how everyone likes them. No, it's just because they keep themselves away from people that won't like that they need to take care of themselves as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you and I are so like, and again, being open is beautiful, whatever. And if we're going to remain being as open as someone, yourself or myself are, I think it's a requirement and a requisite to start protecting our energy, our space, our time, and what we give. Think about it, dude.
Because time is really precious too.
Bro, it's
so precious.
It's all we have.
It's
all we have at the end of the day, right? It's how we choose to spend our present moments.
It's the quality of the friends, not the quantity too. I learned as I'm getting older too, my circle gets smaller and smaller, but I love it though. I mean, you know what I mean? You figure out who your friends really are. I have people that call my friends all around the world and stuff, but like people that you really like talk to and check in with. And
absolutely, especially in this music shit, bro. Like I had a bunch of homies be like, oh, he's bougie now, or like, because when Fever wasn't taking anyone out on tour because I just wanted to set something up to where we could require or ask for a certain amount of money and then give it to my friends. So that's the thing, right? You might be doing something that you know in your heart and you're just quiet about it because you don't, whatever, that could benefit everybody. And the way it looks on the outside, because nobody wants to talk to you, they just want to talk shit.
Totally,
you know what I'm saying? They just want to talk shit. So since they don't talk to you, you could have it go down where they're like, oh, nah, fuck this fool, and not even have a conversation. I mean, I remember having to call people. I said this in the last podcast. I had to call people, be like, yo, what the fuck? You talking crazy. And you don't even know where I'm at, what I'm doing, whatever. So I think it's like being okay with understanding that people will misunderstand your process. And I was not okay with that for a while when it came to my friends or people I considered my friends. Yeah. And so to your point, once we understand what we require in a friendship, not only from us, because we always think about us, oh, I'm gonna be loyal, I'm gonna be open, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be good, whatever. But I don't think we actually take enough time, people like you and me, to think about what we actually need in a friend long term.
It's also a two-way street as well.
And that's the thing, is I have so many relationships in my life where it was just one way.
Totally.
Where I was like, oh no, it's cool, no, it's all good. Like, and
I got you. Yeah,
I got you. Don't even trip. Like, I'm in a good place. Blah, blah, blah. But
then it happens again and again and again.
And dude, the thing is what I came to realize was I was investing in this person, not because I wanted anything back, but because I wanted to have a relationship. I wanted a relationship. Mm-hmm. And then when you don't get it back because you realize that person's just happy taking the whole time, dude, that's not a relationship.
It's not, man.
And that's what hurts.
It really hurts. And it's hard to like let go and cut that person off, man.
Yep.
Trim the fat off your life.
Yep.
But it's so true. I know, dude.
It's necessary.
But then you see those same people do it to other people and other people. And the people they met through you, it happens to them too. They have a falling out or something. Or it's crazy. These people, I don't know where it comes from. This the whole like taking mentality. I don't know. I believe it's a lot of the way that most of opportunists.
Yeah. And I think that the world has, again, especially now that we can see what looks like so much success, on the Instagram, TikTok.
It's also false reality in perspective as well.
That's exactly that's the point, right? It's all being perceived as success, or it's a zero-sum game. So like, I need to go get mine and fuck it. Like, I'll deal with me and fuck everybody else. I'll deal with that later.
Oh, for self, yeah.
Exactly. So it's hard for both. It's hard for someone like yourself to live in a world like that, right? Where you're like, dude. Because people will happily take.
Also seeing like fake friendships online too, like
dude. That one actually started to get to me years ago. Like, where I was like, what?
It's so corny and cringy. You see people like, yo, he took a photo with this person one time. We're not friends with that person.
You feel me? Or I saw you, you said something about that person to me the other day.
Dude.
That shit crazy.
I've seen stuff where people have passed away. I call it mourn porn, where they're online saying all this stuff about the person. I'm like, yo, you fucking even like that person and commenting. It drives me crazy, bro.
That's real. That's real. I really.
That's why the internet can fuck with you mentally too, man.
Totally, dude. Let's.
So it's a lot of young kids' mental health and adults as well, because we're on that shit too.
Hell yeah! But let's talk about it. You know
so
what I'm saying?
True, man.
That the thing is again, we've got layers of reality that we're now able to perceive. We've got our own. We've got like something that the society has told us. We've got what our parents have told us.
Yeah.
But now we've got Instagram, TikTok, fucking Facebook for some people. We got the whole fucking internet, the World Wide Web.
Twitter X. Yeah.
Twitter, fucking X. We have all these things now that skew or shape our perception of reality.
Mm-hmm.
And we are accepting them as real. That's the problem, right?
It's scary, and that's why there's so much division. That's why during the pandemic, all the stuff,
100%.
Even now with the politics, everything's more magnified
100%.
like a million times on there. It's crazy, man. It makes things worse in so many different things.
Absolutely. Bro, there are accounts set up to literally exacerbate your anger, your frustration. Like literally bots that are out there to
talk shit to you.
To bait you, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Dude.
But understanding that, I think it's like that the first level of like letting go or realizing that of absolving yourself of that is realizing that those things are clearly not real. There's bots, but also the fucking internet isn't real.
Yeah,
like
I know.
it's just not real, dude.
I know, man.
It's just not real. And that's me in this position I'm in currently. I'm like, that's why radical honesty is my only answer. It's my only answer right now because I can feel it when I tell, not a lie. I try not to lie in my life, but when I like pad something or I say something to ease someone's feelings. I'm not saying go out and tell everyone they look like shit or anything, but I mean, when you're speaking from your soul, when you're getting questioned in your soul, someone is asking, you have an opportunity to be honest. I believe we should start trying to take it on the internet, in our fucking relationships.
But then people won't believe on the internet if you're telling the truth or not.
Exactly.
Obviously, your video is real because shit got canceled. And I'm not doing this is like,
right.
You know what I mean? It's hard to see like what's real and what's fake.
But that's it, real or not real. Hunger Games shit. Like,
you know what I mean?
Like, is this real? And that's a fucked up place to be, which is why I am encouraging people to return to themselves. Return to yourself first. Ask yourself, like, what is real? And I don't even mean what that person said. I mean, what do you feel? If we start understanding that we can feel a reality before we can actually see it, when your body, that thing they call intuition or whatever, when you are designed to feel. Like, you are literally designed in your gut. There are more receptors in your gut than in your fucking brain. Like, you're designed to feel first. So if you start understanding that this world, again, I know y'all are going to think I'm like trying to be a self-help guru, but like maybe. If we start understanding that our design and our makeup and how we're built is to not deny ourselves of intuition, to not deny ourselves of feeling and fear and happiness and joy and all these things, to make it through this life with less suffering and making better choices. Once we understand that a lot of people telling you not to do that are benefiting and profiting off of you, not fucking paying attention to your intuition.
Yeah.
By marketing to you, by advertising to you, by shifting the way your brain sees something so that you go and buy it.
Just online, that the ads that come up when I'm just looking at certain things or even mentioning something, it's crazy, man. It's so scary, man.
It's scary. I'm seeing it, and I
feel
feel like
people love being told how to feel and what to do and what to wear too.
Yep.
People love just being told, man.
That's the thing, right? Because we are, from the moment we're born, for the most part, in most places in the world, you start separating from yourself, socializing. They're socializing you to what this environment believes is correct, what this culture, what this person, whatever, believes is correct. And without paying attention to what your true nature may be or how you may react to it, you're being molded into someone that is supposed to operate by way of this protocol, these rules, this section of society.
Yeah.
And we forget that. And look, even people that are born, let's say, neurodivergent or with certain people with certain handicaps, disabilities, like you accept that, right? People go, that because of this thing, because of the way they were born, we have to not even accommodate, but like this is how they go through life. But you don't think about the person's spirit or your fucking mental. What if literally you're just born and you're not supposed to do this thing that society, that the one that you were born into, tells you you're supposed to?
Yeah.
That's asking someone to separate from their true self. And that's fucking hard. And then I believe that leads to depression, anxiety, these difficulties in society, fucking event on a macro scale, war. It's not understanding that some people just aren't built to believe in what we believe in.
Yeah, man.
Do what we believe you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And again, extending that type of understanding and compassion to these people that have done shit to us that we're bummed about.
Totally.
People that have wronged me. I've definitely felt betrayed.
I believe in karma though, for sure though.
I do too. I think there's a scientific case to be made for it anyway. I believe that shit's like beyond the universe or spirituality. Yeah. I believe that shit's just energy. Quantum entanglement, spooky action at a distance, all these things. Yeah. It's karma.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
It is.
We're so similar in so many ways.
Yeah,
it's so wild, man.
I love it.
It's so cool,
That's
man.
literally why I came on. I'm not like, the only reason I did this other interview since that video was because like I had canceled it a bunch of times and they were like, we need to do this. The reason I'm here, bro, and I want everyone to hear this, is because I thought I was supposed to be here and talk to you at this time. Like, I really believe that.
I'm honored you're here. This is awesome.
I believe that.
Because I know you're going through it, dude.
Yeah.
You look good and you smell good.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's that Letlive, bro. Look and feel good.
Have you been working out too?
Bro, I haven't. I haven't. And that's on me, because I should. You know, we talked about, right, the mental, physical shit.
Yeah.
I haven't stepped into an ice bath, a sauna. I haven't ran. I haven't lifted anything. I haven't done anything. And I can feel it. It's not good for me right now.
Yeah.
You know? So I need to face that, and I do need to do something.
You think you'll be doing it soon?
Yeah, especially after just saying it publicly. They'll be like, let's see if he's actually doing the work.
And what time are you waking up every night? You said you wake up every night at the same time.
I wake up at between 4:10 and 4:20. It's so weird.
For the day, you go back to sleep.
I try to go back to sleep, and sometimes I'll go to sleep for
hard,
like 30
dude.
minutes and then wake up for the kids or whatever. In the beginning, I was waking up multiple times, but still waking up at that time. And now it's like I'll wake up once, maybe twice, but the second time is always at 4.
Are you having crazy dreams and stuff or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, like,
wow, man.
And I think it's partially because I'm opening up my subconscious a lot more. I'm dealing with a lot of shit. But bro, like, the amount of just ass whoopings that I've given in my dreams in the past 3 months, I'm beating the shit out of people I haven't even thought of in years.
Wow.
I'm just like mopping them. And it's like,
wow.
It's a lot of anger, a lot of displaced anger, a lot of sadness, a lot of hurt. Things that I was like, nah, not only do I not care, but fuck them. I don't give a fuck. That's not true. Mm-hmm. It hurts. The reason I'm mad is because it hurts.
And because you do care. Yeah.
And I do care. That shit hurts. And
it's so easy to say all that shit. You know what I mean?
You feel me? It really is easy to say it. It's such an easy way, like offhand, sort of pass it off comment. But
so write it off.
Like, fuck it. I don't care. But I do care.
But even care what people think. Not strangers, obviously. I don't give a fuck about an internet stranger.
Fuck
but
them.
Your family are first and foremost.
That's real.
Yeah, I know.
And that's hard too, right? Your family. That's another one I'm dealing with right now.
And they keep it 1,000 with you. They'll tell you straight up exactly what it is.
Straight up.
Whether it hurts or not.
That's real. And
keep your ass humble.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? It's a level of being humble and understanding. Like, I call it, it's like titration in chemistry, where you're like, all right, we're going to put a little bit of this in and we'll see if it like explodes. Oh, it doesn't. All right, keep going, keep going. You know, a little bit. I'm like, I kind of jumped right into it. And had like a really, really gnarly experience, you know, before and during posting that video about, you know, what I've been going through.
Yeah.
But after the video, it was like the most publicly honest I've been about something that I've been afraid to admit to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think being so open about
and sharing it to the world about it. Yeah.
I felt like I was free. I felt like at least those chains had been snapped off.
I'm sure people could totally relate to it too as well.
Well, that was the other part of the video.
I think a lot of people, I'm sure.
I meant to say that earlier. The other
Are you checking messages since that happened?
No. Okay. I had to like
I bet
step
your DMs
away.
are crazy.
I had to step away. I just got back on, actually, because I needed to check in with this like spiritual person, and I only had them on Instagram. So I installed it yesterday for the first time, and then I erased it again. But I knew, not only because universally we're all one, it's all shared experience, we're all God, we're all that too, but just in this realm of existence and reality is, I know that I was not the only person that feels this.
100%.
I also know that I'm not the only person that was afraid to say that I feel this, and I'm not the only person in music that wishes that they didn't need to go on tour and they could deal with their fucking demons. That I know that I'm not the only person. And I'm not saying that I by any means am an example. I'm just saying that if anything outside of helping myself, I pray that I can help someone else, even just one person, by being like, this is hard, this is scary, and it's a massive risk on my career. Mm-hmm. And it's worth it.
Absolutely.
You know?
And not sure this was going to happen, but look at the Perry Farrell stuff.
Yep.
On stage.
Exactly. Dude.
Snapping.
I can't even lie to you. I feel like that was like in my orbit. It was like, it was a message to me. I'm not saying he's like the deliverer, but you know, I was like, there's so many signs, guys. Again, I know it sounds so hippie, but there's so many signs. I saw the signs. I saw it. Opened up my eyes, baby. It did.
But who knows all that was building up with those two? Who never knows?
That's what I mean, dude. That's what I mean.
No communication, miscommunication, not talking about things.
all boils down to that communication starting with yourself. I had to tell myself, I had to speak the words, I am depressed. I am feeling darkness. I am feeling fear. I had to speak those words to myself, even if silently. I spoke them to myself. And then my next step was telling my wife. And the next step was telling my extended family. And my next step was telling the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, here you go. This is how I feel. And I used to feel these huge anxieties with what I owed my friends, my real friends, close to me.
Yeah.
A call, a text, blah, blah, blah. And before, I would not answer a call because I was feeling sad, but I didn't tell myself that. I was like, I just don't feel like talking right now. But in reality, it's because I was afraid that they were going to ask me how I was feeling, and I'd have to feel it.
Mm.
And so now, I just saw like my first, I had my first visit from friends yesterday.
Oh, that's cool.
They came and they were like, look, we're in the area. We almost just came over, but we want to respect, but like, can we come see you? And they came, and I was able to just like exist in this pain with someone I was safe with.
Sick.
Which was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
How's your band been with everything? Obviously they understand.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just like, again, I think that everybody has their own shit too, though, right? Like that's their checks. So I'm just trying to, again, trying to be radically honest. Like I'm applying for jobs right now so that I can try to give some money to my band, because they're not making money off that tour. So I got to go.
You're doing that now, you said?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm applying to like a fucking yoga studio and like fucking like manual labor and shit. Like,
wow, respect, man.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, man. Like,
when's the last time you worked a job?
Actually, bro, this is great. I was working at a fucking hotel recently.
Okay.
Because again, I was like, I looked at all my shit and was like, oh no, there's all these debts that this part of my life was supposed to handle, or this person, or this, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't happen. And so I was like, oh no, like I gotta get a job. So I went and I worked at a hotel with my wife was running a hotel.
Oh.
And I went and started working at the sister company of that hotel, and then eventually just started working for my wife.
Wow, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so just like...
Are you working for her now?
No, she's since left, and she's like back on her like artist shit right now.
Yeah.
Because she can do whatever she wants. I was just like, I need to do something. So I'm applying again to another job.
Wow, man.
Yeah, dude. It's funny,
that.
right?
I mean, you can take care of your family too, man. Everything.
Bro, and here's the thing. Like, we have... Okay, being super honest, just so we're super clear on everything. We have enough in assets to be okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in order to maintain those assets in a position where they can serve as like a retirement or something, I have to get a job because I don't want to touch those assets. And those assets are tied up somewhere else, right?
Yeah, man.
So I want to make
fines and fees, taking that stuff out.
100, right?
All that stuff,
dude. Getting fucking groceries, like blah, blah, blah. Well, it's just trying, like I want to be super real with everybody, especially other artists and shit. When you're like, feel like, oh, like I should have had platinum albums and the royalty should have held me down. Like,
yeah.
Nah, like that's not where I'm at. That's just not where I'm at. And like, yes, I'm getting checks and it's better money that I could have ever imagined before. But I also made decisions being a people pleaser and fucking got myself into a hole financially because I just wanted everybody to feel, if they said that money was going to fix it, I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
If they wanted more, okay, cool. Oh, this is what okay, cool. And instead of fucking realizing the damage it was going to do to me later, I was like, I'll figure it out. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And now I'm in positions with some people that are mad at me. They're like, yo, like, this is what I'm owed. And I'm like, well, I can't pay that now. And they're like, well, fuck you. I'm like, well, but you don't have to work with me no more. Like, they're like, nah, fuck that. I'm like, damn. And that's just all from trying to do what I thought was the right thing, when the right thing would have just been...
That's almost like a taker. So it's like, what about you? What about your mental state? What about me being a living human?
I know. I love you.
You should be sad, happy I'm alive, motherfucker.
I love you. Look, that makes me feel so good that you're saying that. And at the same time, I have to go like, I have to force myself to try and see where they're coming from so I don't get mad.
I hear you, but it's
you know
like
what I'm saying?
You're going through something real. It's like...
I know. I love you. I appreciate
and
that.
it's like you're not like, oh, I don't feel like it today. I'm sad. I'm not gonna go on tour and I have all this money. No, dude, you're trying to get help, and you're getting a fucking job, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you gonna do?
And to be super real, I'm gonna keep it a buck with everybody. Like, if this tour didn't like sell out, I wouldn't be coming home with money. Like, and this is Fever, who, Fever played like fucking to 4,000, 5,000 people in Russia with no opener, just us. Like,
sick.
Selling out shit, but whatever. Like, it's still ebbs and flows, like the world does. Like I know there are massive artists that have gone from 10,000 to not being able to sell out fucking the Wiltern or whatever.
True, man.
And that is how not only music works, but a lot of life works. And I want to talk about it because people pretend like it doesn't. And the fake it till you make it thing.
Yeah.
I'm not here for that. I don't even know if I ever was, but I'm definitely not no more. Like,
These bands are going buses just for image, and they're freaking not making any money on tour, man.
Bro, straight
all
up.
Image, dude.
Straight up.
And it's like, image to who? Nobody cares. We just want to see you perform.
I just want to see
That's
you
mental.
do your
That's
thing.
ego, bro.
Exactly.
We have to go on a bus. We have to have all this crew.
Exactly.
It's like, no, you don't.
And that's the thing. I had people around me that were not even coming from that world, coming from our world, vans and shit, not having a tech, to coming into the Fever situation. And it was, we were able to afford that, we were able to afford that early on. And then when it was like, okay, we got to scale back, motherfuckers were tripping. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, and that's when I started to understand that things were not...
It's getting too comfortable, man.
Getting too comfortable. And also just like the ego then puts you in a position where you feel like if you don't have this thing, whether it's a tech or a possession or a money, a dollar amount,
that you're not killing it.
That you're not fulfilling your
life's
life's
not big
purpose.
as you think you are, or
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
And I think a lot of my issues stemmed from people's fear with me when I go, I don't care. Like, I don't want that. And they'd be like, well, what about this? I'm like, I don't know. And wanting answers from me that I didn't have answers for.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with, okay, so you're going to put out like this album. You're going to put out an album with blah, blah. Who are you going to tour with? I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
All I know is that I've been called to make like this type of album and say these things and do these things. And that's my truth right now. That might change, but right now that's it. They're like, well, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. I'm going to surrender and trust that I and hopefully people around me are talented and committed and I don't even want to say deserving enough, but like open enough to accept the blessings when they're ready to come.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I spent so much of my life, Toby, forcing things, and it got me somewhere. I won't even lie. Like, yeah. But now I'm here, and there was absolutely not only another way, but a better way to arrive at this place. Financially and status-wise and my career, there was a better way to do it for sure. But again, now that I know that, that's part of my journey and I need to move forward with this knowledge and I need to get better.
Yeah. Was there talk about pushing the album till next year?
There was a little bit, but then everybody around me, okay, again, super real. I don't know if I would have said this a few months ago because I wanted to protect people, whatever, but there was just people around me being like, we need this out yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, fuck it. And again, my people-pleasing self was like, I'll make it happen. And also, again, to prove to myself, right? I got a lot to prove.
Totally.
I was like, I'm going to fucking do it. And I did it. Me and the homies, we did it.
It almost killed you, though.
It almost fucking killed me. I can't even
At what cost?
At what cost? Because here I am now.
And now there's no tour for the record.
Exactly.
Because you burnt yourself on it all, man.
Burnt myself the fuck out.
Pleasing other people.
And
not yourself.
And not myself. And not being honest.
So crazy, bro.
Look, where does it all go back to? Me being honest. I wasn't being honest. I wasn't living in integrity. Integer,
Just trying to please people.
Trying to please people. And dude,
And you did it, and now they're bummed probably because now there's no tour.
Exactly.
It's like you got what you want, so I pleased you, and now I'm fucking miserable.
Exactly.
It's crazy,
and
bro.
I was never going to be able to heal from that until I stopped and took stock on what I was really doing. It was never going to happen. I was never going to get better. I was never going to be okay. I was never not going to fall into this because this was the path that I paved. I paved it with every action and inaction.
Blood, sweat, and tears, man.
It's the path that I fucking paved, good and bad, right? Blood, sweat, and tears in both ways.
Yeah.
Because now I'm sitting here in tears. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the record's coming out, and like, there you go. There's the record,
dude. Exactly.
This record. I'm staying home. Get my shit together.
You feel me? And so I've been so, I love that we're here now. I've been so curious to see where that lands me.
Yeah.
I'm not even afraid anymore. At first I was fucking horrified. And now I've got so much awe and wonder and curiosity with like, maybe we can do this differently. Maybe I don't need to tour like that. Maybe I can tour like this, or maybe I don't need to be out this long. Maybe I can be out this long and be impactful.
6 weeks is a long time, man. I'm sorry, dude.
Dude, bro, I genuinely believe, and I hope, and I'm asking the universe on your podcast.
Were you going to go on the bus? Were you going to be in a bus?
We were going to be in a bandwagon in America and then a bus in Europe.
Okay.
And that was a point of contention
That's
too.
Cool. Yeah.
But that was a point of contention. Because I would have done a fucking ban and been like,
you would have killed yourself though, man.
I know, that's the thing. And also other people. So it's all these different pieces, because a van would have at least meant I could send proper money home to my family. But then I had to think about everyone else.
Cash over comfort.
You know what I'm saying? But then everybody else was like, nah, like you're paying me what you're paying me, so fuck it. And I want to be comfortable. And I'm like, well, I can't be mad at you, right? Because you're not in my situation. So
But you ain't got 2 kids.
You ain't got 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? Like,
not saying that their situations anymore.
I'm not either.
I know.
It's just a different situation.
It's hard to explain it to people though.
Right. It is hard to explain it, because I'm asking people to understand the situation as I understand theirs and my own.
But you're not being selfish like me, but you're also like, yo, I have a family. Like, this is a sacrifice for me as well.
Bro, and what's crazy, Toby, is I love my family so much. Like, I would literally die for them. Like, would absolutely do everything and anything for them. And I still hold anxieties when I say the words to someone, I need to take care of my family, because I fear that they will abandon me, because they'll take it as you're trying to get one over me so that I don't make as much money, or I don't get seen as I fear that they look at it as an excuse. And that's some deep shit from like my past and my fear of abandonment and why I do so much to maintain relationships with people, because I'm afraid to be alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm afraid to be alone because I spent so much time avoiding that feeling, and then because I think every time it forced me to look at what was wrong, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I
hope you find peace with all this stuff, man. I feel like it's gonna happen, man, for sure.
I feel like
you're on a good path already, man. You're already just talking about it, dude. Like,
yeah. I feel like, again, I believe it's just a necessary piece of the puzzle that I was avoiding in order to get further. I just it's funny. I keep telling people the only way that this was going to happen was for me to be put in a position where I upset people. Because a people pleaser, what is the scariest thing that a people pleaser can experience?
Yeah.
It's upsetting other people.
But people can't, I know people are upset maybe because they were counting on this tour, counting on the money, all this stuff like that. But also, real friends, like real love, compassionate people that are in your circle, whatever, they understand, like, they should be happy for you that you're actually trying to.
They've been beautiful.
Yeah, fix yourself and get yourself better.
Those people have been beautiful.
Do you know what I'm saying? The real ones, the ones that know you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Oh, dude, the people that know me were like, I'm surprised it took this long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm surprised you got to fucking near 40 and you were able to like sustain this long.
And fuck money, you can always make money, dude. You can always play shows. You can always put music out.
Yo, so that's kind of...
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm on, bro. Like on some... Again, okay, this will be... I'm not saying manifesting. I'm saying just like believing and trying to understand how you can acquire things on a more, I don't know, energetic level. Yeah, fuck it. Just you can find it in other ways because it's there in abundance. Money is out there because money's not fucking real.
I fucking hate money.
Money's not fucking real. It's literally not. It's like we switched over from the barter system, and when we figured out that we could actually make a more physical product that we just is an illusion that we print that we can give to certain people and keep other people out.
Yeah,
dude, it's just a fucking game. And
total game, dude.
I mean, again, I'm not saying that.
It's crazy you break it down like that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, though? Like we just made it up, and then we all said, "Yeah, this is what we do," and that's what I mean by, again, being separated from yourself. The moment you're fucking born, the moment I was fucking born, I started to feel the stresses that my family felt on welfare, that my family felt in Section 8, that my community felt, and the violence that poverty breeds. Like, I felt that from the moment I was born. And when I was becoming more socially cognizant, I understood that, oh, well, it's because we're fucking tired and we're stressed and we don't have money and blah, blah, blah. And then I go and I start to get older and I see my parents struggling for money, and it creates a rift in the relationship. Then there's fucking, violence in the house. And you're like, okay, what's going on? And all of it comes down to this money thing. And so my relationship with money is like, oh, I must need it to avoid these things. And so does everyone else. So when they ask for it, if I have it, I have to give it to them because I'm afraid of being abandoned like happened to me as a child. So it's like this fucking vicious cycle. What I come into is going, it's actually not money at all. It's the sense of self that everyone loses chasing something that isn't real. We are the only things that are real. Are what we are and what we aren't, right? And that's what is real. And once we start to relieve ourselves of this idea of self, our identity, money, status, all these things, the rest of the world as it's constructed will take care of that. It'll take care of that. Like you become a whole person. You live in your integrity. You move forward. Like, I believe, because I'm studying a lot of people that have done this. And whether it's a self-help guru who truly has eradicated their ego and they're still, but they get paid to fucking come and talk. Yep. Or it's just a monk in fucking Tibet, like in the Himalayas or whatever. These people have found their meaning that they've applied, and it has nothing to do with money. Yeah. True, man. I really
no material things, all that stuff. Yeah,
because they're just fucking made up. Like, we just made them up. Conveniences like that fridge, dope, keeps our food cold longer. I love that. But the type of car I drive, unless I'm I find joy in like the design of cars and fixing cars and like. But if I just do it because I want you to see me in it, that's crazy.
And the tour bus too.
Because exactly. You know why? Because I can't see myself in it. Only other people can. Yeah. Right? So I'm just fucking basing my worth off of everything on the outside.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
How it looks, how it comes off. Yeah.
Bro, and I remember that. I remember the first time I was in a bus. The first time. A part of me was like, I made it. And then I heard one of the homies be like, talk about how it made them feel and it gave them purpose almost in a way. And immediately I was like, no, that's wrong. You're just fucking falling in line right now with like this path that you think, but you need to focus on the art. You need to focus on how many people this bus is going to get you to. And, True. And if anything, okay, you can sleep. All right, cool. But if you didn't have this bus, would you make the art? Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's always about the art, and that's what happens. We start fucking looking at other things, and it gets in the way of the art. It gets in the way of the message. It gets in the way of the mission. Is we think we need all these other things
because other people have them, or the band, everything. Yeah, man.
Exactly. And again, going back to society, construct, the internet, etc. Yeah, these things aren't real. They're not real.
It's not real, man.
It's just not real. And I mean this on a subatomic level. We think that we're fucking sitting at a table and on chairs, but these are just subatomic particles moving so fast that they create a solid thing. But if you were able to blow them up, you'd fall from it. This wouldn't be here anymore. And this is what's happening everywhere and at all times. And if I'm able to just remind myself that I am a part of that energy, the energy that I want, as well as the energy that I don't, then I can make a better decision on how I'm going to move forward and the energy that I'm going to be responsible for in my life. You know?
I love that, dude.
Thank you, dude.
You're fucking... Look at totally different person, man, since the last time you've been here.
Thank you, bro.
It's crazy,
I feel
man.
different.
What about this new record and the new songs? It's going to be weird singing those songs because it's...
No, I think they'll be necessary. I think that it'll be necessary for me to remind myself of how I've gotten here and how I feel.
True.
You know what I mean? And also, I can put
chapters of your life.
Yes, chapters. And put a different... a different worth on them for others, for people, because now I let go of it. When I let go of it, it then attaches itself to other people and other things.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, that's actually with my old band Letlive. I needed to walk away from that for a while, and now I'll say it on your podcast. I am very open to the possibility of writing music for that band again.
Really?
Because of where I am emotionally.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I can return to that space now in a safer, more whole, with a safer and more whole attitude and energy.
That's
to where,
cool.
you know what I'm saying, where it won't be as self-deprecating, but more realized, but also even more honest with the, you know, sort of dire straits that I'm going through and that I went through, because it was therapy for me then, but it's going to be a much more open, I'm not going to say honest, but like even more honest way to do it now. I'm not saying it will or won't happen, but again, a radical transparency and honesty. I've thought about it, and I even reached out to a couple of the old guys about that.
Wow.
Again, not to say that
That'd
it will
be pretty
or won't
awesome
happen,
though, yeah.
but it could be fun, right? It could be cool.
Do you write in a journal too? You journaling?
I just started.
That's cool.
I just started. I'm like, I need to get more disciplined, but yeah, I just started. Do you?
Nah, I did a while ago. I just found this journal the other day from 1991.
That's amazing,
Yeah,
dude.
I had the guys from Sepultura on my podcast the other day.
Dude, that's amazing.
All of them. I wrote this in 1991. It's like a diary of everything that happened every single day on the tour.
Bro, that's incredible. That's incredible, dude.
I know. I can't believe I freaking did this back then. I was like 21.
Dude, I know this sounds like goofy or whatever, but like that makes me like, when you opened it, I felt like I was just transported into like seeing the fucking doodles and shit.
I know.
The Motel 6 sticker.
July 19th, 1991, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Airport Music Hall, 4:50 a.m. bus call. New Titans on the block. White power assholes come to the show. Sig Heiling. Lou says this is a one-horse town. The crowd starts chanting, New York City sucks. There's Sig Heiling skinheads. Spit at Pete. Pete returns spit back at them. He puts down his guitar. We jump in the crowd. A fight breaks out. Skinhead mayhem. Wow.
Dude.
That's got goosebumps all about the skinheads we fought.
Amazing.
Damn, dude.
Dude, that's amazing. That's...
I know.
Guy,
I should release this, maybe.
I was just going to say that. Yo, everybody listening right now, let me just give you a description. Toby, like, pulls out this, like, tattered but still intact journal, like, the composition notebooks, and he opens it up for me, and he's got all these scribbles of, but very with intention, and then all these stickers from what looks like his places that he's been.
Yeah, on the tour, yeah.
Dude, this is amazing. No, this thing needs to be published as is.
I broke it out to the dudes in Sepultura, and they were fucking bugging the other day.
Dude, this is unreal.
I don't think people do this anymore, obviously, but like...
No, but they need to.
I love Madonna back then.
I love it, dude. This is a fucking time capsule. Look at that, dude.
Hard. This shit's all hard. Sick of it all.
Damn.
Dude, yeah, Psycho Tat. Oh, yeah, went to... Caballero came to the show.
Bro. Guys, I wish people could see this, dude. This is so amazing. They will when you publish it.
I think I could get some people in trouble. I can change some shit in there, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And I think at the very end, I noticed the other day I had a bunch of people sign it from the different bands. They wrote messages to me from the other bands. Napalm Death, Sacred Reich, Sepultura, Sick of It All. They all like wrote stuff in here.
That's amazing, dude.
Pretty cool though, right?
That's incredible.
But yeah, journaling, man. I want to start journaling too. Like maybe because I want to start working on some new music. It's been like 9 years for us. Play some music with my son, maybe
Hell
record
yeah.
something, you know?
I love that, dude.
But like journaling is so good for you mentally, dude.
It is, though. It is. Just like
your thoughts and shit, you know?
Dude, just free writing. Exactly. When you start journaling or thinking or whatever, just when you let go of like what you're supposed to say or whatever, you start to really fucking realize beautiful and dark spaces in your mind that are asking to be noticed. You know, it's like, yo, in Letlive, actually, when I first, or just throughout the whole thing for the most part, I would just write whatever came out first, and then whether it was like fucking word jumbles or phonetics or syllables, and then I'd come back to it and ask myself in the song, like, what are you trying to be written about? And that was a practice that I think really was super helpful. And I became, and when I was doing Fever, I started, because it was so objective, I started writing pretty succinct, and I was like, okay, it's about this, and blah. And I was working with new people, and I was prompted to work in a new way. But I think that no matter what, people everyone should have a moment in time where they are able to either write about whatever comes to the front of their mind or just sit and think about it.
Yeah, man.
Even if for 1 minute.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And just go back and read it too. Might be tripped out. Read something like reading this now. Like, holy shit.
That's amazing.
I remember that happened.
That's amazing.
Those crazy Nazis coming on that tour, man. It was fucking wild,
dude,
bro. 1991.
That's crazy.
So many fights, man. It was a crazy tour, man. We shared a bus with Napalm Death. Just met them for the first time. And it was the first hardcore band back then to ever do a metal tour. I think Sick of It All was the first band that kind of set it off and go on a package like this that wasn't from the hardcore scene.
That's amazing.
And nobody was doing that in 1991, really, doing like a diverse tour like that.
I love that.
Like everybody had long hair. He had, all of us had like short hair. It was just
yeah.
It was just different, but kind of set it off for that kind of, I think Korn ended up opening up for Sick of It All the next tour. It was
no way.
Yeah, I was on that tour. It was crazy, dude. Yeah, they were like a brand new band.
That's madness.
Isn't that crazy?
That's madness.
But yeah, man, music's crazy. It's really powerful. We're lucky we get to do this shit.
Absolutely. But this, like that, I'm pointing at his journal right now. That you've chronicled like memories that you may have perhaps forgotten until reading it.
Totally.
Or filled in the blanks. You know, I think is what happened. But
those urban legends of these stories that happen. Yeah.
But this shit is so important, dude.
Yeah. To release it'd be kind of sick though.
It would be so sick.
I know.
It just looks like it already is a book that I would want to read.
I know. I saw this one page earlier that said, "Oh yeah, the last bloody tour page. Thank God." Bloody hell, Toby Morse. Yeah, like
I love that, dude.
The last day of the December tour, Napalm Death, 29 Sick of It All, Brothers Forever. Wow,
that's amazing.
Damn, dude.
See?
Yeah, it's cool. Animal Liberation, Undertow, like just the different bands we met along the way, the different Universal Studios.
I love that.
It's so random in there too. I don't know what American Worst Airlines Ever, Complete Assholes. Wow,
that's amazing.
Because they probably lost their luggage or something.
But you know what's okay? So here, back to the cycle of like how things work and how this podcast keeps returning to these themes. That is, you were living in the present, dude.
Yeah,
like you were like, this is how I feel in this moment, and you're getting those feelings out. I don't know how encouraged we are in today's society to be that present. And I think that's
because you have phones. There was no phones back then.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was just pen and paper. Yeah.
But and I want to remind you all, when you think that you're having a pleasant and necessary distraction because you're just sitting at fucking the DMV and waiting for something, somebody knows you're going to get on there and they're selling you something and they're convincing you and they're fucking low key on some like slowly trying their best to brainwash you into something that they need from you. I'm not trying to be conspiratorial or like fucking tinfoil hat guy. I'm just saying the reality of what this business is, this larger business that is much of the Western world, capitalism, etc.
Yeah.
But even throughout the world, someone's trying to utilize something that you think is helping you to hurt you. And that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's what we do a lot in this world, going back to like people we thought were homies that are just trying to, get theirs from us, whatever. And I can't even blame them, even the people designing that shit that are trying to keep us buying and consuming, etc., because they think that that's what they're supposed to do to support their lives or their family or blah, blah, you know. So
it's just like TV commercials we used to watch on television.
Exactly
the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But now they're in our pockets.
I know, man.
It's a diabolical game. It's a crazy fucking game.
Social media, all that stuff's so fucking dark too, man. It's
dude. Bro, and even like, don't get it
twisted. There's some
twisted.
positive things in there too as well.
Of course. But don't get it twisted though, because the things that also, like wellness culture, there are things that are supposed to be positive for you are then commodified.
I know.
And then take you on a journey to where you actually don't do the work you need to do. Like, I mean,
I know, man.
There are so many things. And again, at the root of it, even beyond capitalism is just being honest. Like if a motherfucker came on and was like, look, I'm trying to sell you this because I need to pay for my kid's school, but I do have some good advice that I think is worth this much money, I'd be much more inclined.
Yeah, that's great.
To buy that.
Yeah.
Than someone being like, hey, did you, like putting on this fucking act.
Yeah.
So
I was talking about something about maybe like jet lag or traveling and not sleeping. All of a sudden, all these like, where the company would beat jet lag. These are the best neck pillows. Like this is the best eye jammies. Like it's still on my feed, bro. It's crazy.
Yep. And what's fucked up is what's so fucked up is we do need those things, right?
I do.
You need them, but the way that you're being, again, it's the way that we're receiving them. It's overstimulating. It's also distracting. And then it takes you into a fucking hole. It's like, oh, well, there's this one and this one and this one and this one. You know what I mean? Like, that's what, dude, your attention is the biggest commodity in the world.
Absolutely,
right now.
yeah.
Attention is the biggest currency in the world.
And attention spans are pretty short too, with like the 15-second videos and the swiping all day and the TikTok and all the kids in there all day and like stimulation, all the shit for your brain, fucking kids not talking only through like social media and not calling on the phone, all this stuff.
100%. 100%. And I believe that we are about to hit a point where the pendulum is forced to swing back. And I really, really encourage and implore people to, for like 5 minutes today or tomorrow or every day, to just put your phone down wherever you are, especially if you're listening to this. After this, put your phone down and just look around you. That's it.
Or go outside, go in the sun.
Go outside.
Some vitamin D.
Just be for 5 minutes. And then if you didn't get it then, see what 5 minutes feels like tomorrow. And then when you do get it, try 10 minutes next week and just see what it feels like and understand that there is something out there for you. Like, beyond your phone.
Yeah. In the real world.
In the real world.
IRL.
There are things
real life,
out there for you. Like, I promise
you
that.
Go outside, take a walk, man.
Well, you know what? We live in a society that tells you that the thing has to be extravagant. It has to be like... And we got homies that do amazing shit, like crazy shit. I see the homies out there. I'm like, damn, I wish I was on a goddamn yacht in the fucking Galapagos or whatever the fuck. But I can't lie. Like, there's desire. I have it. But
totally,
that now, when I see it and I recognize it, and I ask myself why, I don't really have a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like, oh, maybe the experience, but I don't really know what that experience is, and I also don't know what if I'm willing to give everything that it takes from me to get there.
Yeah.
So I need to start with just the energy that I'm responsible for.
Yeah.
And the things that I do, and make sure they're good for the benefit of all beings, including myself.
Yeah, man. It's crazy hard not to get distracted with all the stuff and just.
It's very difficult.
But I do enjoy just taking my walks every day, going outside, getting vitamin D, sauna plunge, like
I love that shit.
Talking to people like this face to face, like just reading. I just finished my boy Brolin's book. He was just on the pod last week.
I love that.
His new book. You read a lot? You read?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more now.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to read more for sure, man.
It's amazing, right? What your brain, it's funny, watching something is so different than the synapse and connectivity in your, and the firing off in your brain in reading a book.
Yeah.
It's just a different experience.
You know the Stoic?
Yeah.
Every day I read that shit. Yeah, man.
Daily Stoic with Ryan Holiday.
Yeah, he's sick.
He's
dude.
the man. I actually want to link with that dude.
Me too.
You should.
A bunch of my friends follow him and know him. Where's he live? I think he's in Cali.
He's in Texas, like outside of Austin, I think.
Ooh.
But he was in Cali.
I'm gonna try inviting him to my show this week.
You should, dude. Dude, he would go. He's into I think he's into like punk, or he's into rock or something. Yeah.
I'm gonna have my boy hit him up about the show.
You should, bro. Yeah. That'd be so sick.
Super positive.
That'd be epic.
Yeah. I read that every day. It's nice. It's the first thing I do. I look at my phone. I go and I read it, just the one thing per day, and then
dude, that was exactly what I did for like a year straight.
Okay.
I'd get up in the morning early, like 5, and then read the thing and then listen to his like whatever the little blurb for the day.
Yeah.
And then I'd come home and I'd meditate. That's fucking
You do coffee?
I just started drinking it.
Nice.
I just started drinking it.
First time?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You like it?
No. I do
It's a weird taste, man.
I don't like the way it tastes. I do it because I actually found all these like health benefits.
It is good.
Yeah.
All these diuretic too.
Yep. And it's just super helpful with when I was working
Your brain too. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It was super helpful when I was working out.
So you just started drinking coffee, dude? Just straight black?
I started black.
Okay.
I started just black coffee, and now I'll do like a latte every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about matcha?
That's my shit.
I know.
I love matcha.
I know. Me too.
I love matcha. That's my shit. I had one before I came here.
So caffeine every day?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But I also don't. I don't trip at all when I don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's more ritual for me.
Yeah, it's a ritual thing.
I love the ritual.
I think the ritual is for coffee for everybody too.
Yeah.
Do you make it at home or go to a spot?
I was making it at home the whole time, and now well, not right now, but I do like getting out and being in community.
Yeah,
just
I like that too, man.
Saying hello, and they know your name, and that kind of stuff.
The local spot.
Yeah, I love it.
We have to do a podcast maybe like a year from now and see how everything's going. I think it'd be awesome. I could catch up on.
So sick.
Yeah,
I'd be so into that.
And I'm excited for your journey, man. It's such a big deal. Like, I'm so happy you came here. I'm honored you came here.
Brother.
Saw that video. I was like, oh my God, he's supposed to be on my podcast tomorrow. Hope he's okay.
Thank you.
No, I was just happy you're okay, and then like reaching out to you, and yeah, man.
It was amazing. I do want to, before we end, I do want to say that like Toby reached out to me and was like, yo, we don't have to do the podcast tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I actually was gonna, again, people pleasing, all these various things. I was gonna go and do it, and him saying to me, you don't have to, was like so it was a relief, but also like made me feel like you cared, and I just want to say thank you for that, dude.
Of course, dude.
That was huge.
I'm not going anywhere, man. You know where to find me. I'm not that far from each other.
Yeah, true.
I'm glad we waited. This is fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, same, dude.
We covered a lot of things today.
Fuck yeah.
Darker White's out right now at this point, since this episode's out. There's like how many videos you put out? Like 4 videos,
dude,
bro.
Oh, dude, I don't even know, and there's more coming.
Really?
There's a bunch, yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I lost my notes. Yeah, there's like 4. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, and then like all these like clips I've been doing.
I know.
Just wanted to at the beginning,
like
of my head,
the one like the don't get in your own way one.
Yeah,
that clip yeah.
A gang of shit. I was on, but then again, all of this is part of the journey, bro. I just realized that burnout is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can still be prolific.
You're still a human being, dude.
Yeah, but you're still a fucking human being. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the listeners will understand, people that love your band, love you, heard this conversation, they understand what you're going through. Obviously the video is there, but like we got real deep today with everything, man.
Hell
like,
yeah.
It's just, people put people on these pedestals like they're superheroes and shit. Like even to this day, I can't believe the Prince is gone. Or Michael Jackson is gone.
That's so funny you said that. I keep thinking of Prince.
Yeah, because he was this magical, fuck, man.
That's so funny you
it's
say
like he's
that.
supposed to be here forever, dude. You're freaking Prince, bro.
He was Prince, right? He was a fucking ethereal,
killed me when he passed, dude. I couldn't believe it, man.
Same. And a lot of it, right, it's to do with things that perhaps he may have needed to deal with, and what he was taking, and it's like it's fucking.
But it's also what people do to you. It's like,
exactly.
This guy's a human. He's been through a lot. He's a human. He died. I couldn't believe it, dude. He's like supposed to be invincible, dude. He's like magical, man.
Exactly.
Prince, that was crazy.
But
man.
What a realization, though, for us, right? To be here, to succeed, to survive Prince, and be like, wait a minute, okay, if Prince, then anybody can get it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, nobody's invincible.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. And young, and still active and prolific, and yeah, it's hard.
And like in his elevator in his house, and like, have you ever been there?
No, dude.
I want to go. It's like my bucket list. I want to go so
bad.
I heard it's so beautiful that you can sit on the motorcycle from Purple Rain.
That's
there.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? Like he was like one of the greatest. Dude.
Oh, without a doubt. He truly like
true musician, dude. Played every instrument.
He's an alien. He's like not from this world. You know what I mean?
No, that's why I wanted. That's why I was like, dude. Obviously, Michael Jackson. I was like, what?
Same. I remember that day very vividly.
It's just like these people, like,
yeah,
they're like gods, man.
Exactly.
It's crazy, man.
And again, right? That's what we do. That like that's our perception. And then when you start to believe in what everyone puts on you, that's a fucking heavy thing to wear.
There you go, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's a great point.
Right?
You get worshipped so much like that, you become But just all the stories. There's a thing that just came up the other day, and it's like Howard Stern has put this. It's like everybody telling a Prince story. You got to watch on YouTube. It's everybody's experience meeting him for the first time. How like floated through a crowd, and just the stories are crazy, but they're all like similar in their own ways. Just like the way he spoke, how magical he was, the way he like came into the room, he felt that,
Wow.
I saw him twice before. Have you ever seen him perform?
No, dude. I was on tour when he was doing the, those like residencies or like.
Yeah.
I was not around.
We got to go to Kimmel because my friend was on there like as a, I don't know, Dickie from the Boston was on that show, and he got us in the show. We got to stand on stage behind him before he performed him out. And there was this moment my wife reached out. She was going to grab his butt, and I was like, dude.
No way.
Because she thinks he's so cute, and and there was big security there. Yeah. And he had his high boots on. I was like, dude, I smacked her hand. He's like, it was right in front of her, dude. That would have been a crazy moment, bro.
Yes.
I'm so glad she didn't do it, but like, because she loves Prince.
Yeah.
But we were right there. We watched him perform, and then we saw him in Anaheim with an all-girl group performing. It was.
Oh, that group was so
I know.
nasty. I remember that. Fuck, that was so good.
Are you listening to new music lately?
Dude, okay. No.
Okay.
Bro, I low-key, I fell so flat and felt so like just like everything had been pulled out of me that I stopped listening. I'm not even kidding you. I stopped listening to music.
Wow.
For the first time in my life that I can remember.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to a note of music for like 2 months.
Wow.
Like I just didn't turn it on. It was crazy.
Just in your head, your own thoughts, reading books.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just was like, I need to quiet it because it's all a it was a lot of it served me as a distraction. So I needed to really face all this shit and really, really, it's like
everything out of the way, man.
It's like an addict, dude. You know when you fucking detox and they put them in a fucking room and they're just like fiending. That was like me emotionally. I just needed to fucking feel these things.
Are you back in music now? Listen to it?
Yeah. I started so.
What's the first thing you listen to?
Bro, this is gonna be. I'm gonna get roasted by the homies. Binaural, like frequency sound wave music.
Wow,
was the first shit I started listening to.
Hey, ease back into it, man.
Oh my god.
Wow,
it's just like sounds and shit. Like,
wow.
And then I went back to my morning routine, which is Novo Amor in the morning with my kids. And then
it's nice.
Yeah. And then I just started going back to like hip hop and I was just trying to pull apart beats on just like a more like studying educational level.
Yeah. And
I really, really, really want some sort of like rock music that just blows me away.
Yeah.
I really do. That I'm like, whoa, this is like when the first time I heard Beastie Boys or something.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that to happen.
You're waiting for that to come back somehow.
I'm waiting. Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing. The new songs have a really Beasties Rage.
Thank you.
Awesome vibe, dude.
Thank you. That's probably why.
You're definitely creating it yourself.
Thank you. I hope to. I really do. Because
you love it so much.
I really hope to. And again, whether it's like popular or not, like I've come to realize like I've let go of all expectation and all of what people want from me, and I just need to do what I think needs to happen, right? And I believe that rock and all music just there's a intersection. There's a world where like the Beastie Boys exist again. Oh, but it's new. It's not like redoing. It's not redoing it. It's like the way you felt the first.
What about those two kids from Jersey? It sounded like the Beastie Boys.
Joey Valance.
I went and saw them perform. It was fucking incredible.
Oh, dude,
bro.
They're so good. I tried to sign them.
So there we go. They are like the new Beastie Boys.
They are. I mean, truly.
And they're incredible, man. I wonder if the Beasties obviously know about them or seen them or met them.
I wonder.
But I saw them live. It was incredible, bro.
Yeah, they're so good.
Good. So there we go. We got that.
Yeah.
But then you think about Linkin Park having a new singer. Like, would Nirvana replay with a new singer or Beastie Boys replace somebody? Right. Would we want to see that?
Right.
But for us, we're so close to it. I don't know if we could. I don't know, man.
That's
because Linkin Park, I wasn't close to it, but I knew the songs.
Yeah.
But like somebody like that, like, or it's never gonna be a De La Soul or a Tribe or a Gangster anymore in all these groups.
I know that is true because those were eras of like. I just think that the climate was different too. Like that type of magic was built differently back then because it had to be. The way you recorded was different. The way you toured, everything was different.
Yeah.
So that type of magic, I don't know. It could happen again for sure, but we don't have the exogenous forces like pushing for that diamond to come out of the rough the same way we did back then.
And would you want to see Beastie Boys with a new singer?
Oh, that's such a good question.
So now you think about the Linkin Park fans. Because Shinoda made a video. It's like, hey, check it out. If you're a fan and you listen to our records, I love that. But just, we miss playing these songs. We miss being a band.
Yeah.
Come out to one show. Give us a chance. If you don't like it, go back to listen to your records. Like, it was a really cool video he made about it.
That. I really like that.
He's just like, hey, if you don't fuck with it, that's cool. But we fuck with it, so maybe you should come support it.
That's dope.
Come see it one time.
And look, at the end of the day, what you're gonna tell somebody that fucking literally changed music and started that band started the band that they can't do it anymore.
So for kids who never saw the Beasties, it might be cool for them to see something like that.
That's so real.
Maybe Eminem could do it. I don't know who could do it and could kill it.
Oh, you're right though. Actually, that's a fucking great point. There probably is somebody.
And now people seeing Linkin Park for the first time.
That's what that's fucking real. I'm gonna say that I wish I would have seen them. As the original Beasties.
Oh, Beasties, okay.
But if you got someone like that, I feel that, dude. I mean, because
if Eminem did it, people would go. It'd be crazy.
That'd be fucking crazy. And you know what? That might be fucking cool, actually. That might be kind of
because he loves them as well, and he'd probably do. It would kill it.
That'd be crazy.
Do you know what I'm trying to get somebody who could pull it off?
That's fuck yeah.
Which, by the way, the new LL Cool J record is fucking phenomenal. You got to check it out.
Check that out.
Eminem of a song.
That's
good. But there's like the samples on there. It was produced by Q-Tip. Dude, the record's like really good. The Common record with Pete Rock is great too.
Oh my god,
that just came out too. It's real hip hop. I think you really like it, man. I'm fucking with both those. And the new Ghostface record, they just dropped a video. Him and Method Man dropped a new video. If you saw that,
sick,
like super hard. Like there's stuff out there. It's gonna like
I gotta get on it. I'm gonna keep texting you for shit anyway.
Yeah. But we still have to do a whole hip hop episode. We love Kendrick. We know that.
Let's go. Yeah, we got to do that.
Dude, Kendrick. I'm so excited to see what he does because he had that little intro to the They Don't Like Us video, that new sample of a song.
Yep.
So that's kind of a vibe coming.
Yep.
Hopefully a record soon.
It's gonna be
such an incredible year. Like he's just fucking.
Yeah. It's all shifting.
I know.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I wish you were at that show with me, man. It was so fucking. It was historic, bro. I barely get in that thing last minute. I was there. I was just like.
That's amazing,
bro. Like the diversity, the people, the energy, all it, like when you go to a show in LA and you see YG get a better response than Tyler, you know what kind of energy it is.
It was crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and he got a great response, but when YG came out, it was fucking
because it really
it was some real LA shit.
The culture really understood how important all that shit was. You had G Perico there,
you
had YG there, you had Schoolboy, you had Hoovers, you had Crips, you had fucking Bloods, you had Pyrus, like
the whole seating behind us was all Bloods,
bro,
all behind us the whole time. And we kept doing. Everybody was super chill. Everybody was cool, man. But like, it was funny. They were sitting the whole time, these dudes, and then when YG came out, they all stood up and started filming. They sat back down. It was interesting. It was just seeing like the different. There was so much weed. Bro, I probably got a contact buzz. Not straight edge no more. But yeah, it was. I played it like 5 or 6 times, that song.
Bro, yeah, it was
just
crazy.
like Jay-Z did with Kanye with the Paris song.
Yeah.
Historic, man.
It was amazing.
And he gave it away for free on Netflix.
So amazing. Yeah, that's what I mean, bro. It's like, it was just a shift.
On June 19th, Juneteenth, bro.
I know. It was amazing. Had like vendors and shit out. It was so sick. So sick.
Dude, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, brother.
This has been very therapeutic, man. I fucking knew it was going to be awesome, man. Like, just me and you, it's nice. And I feel like we connected well the first time we met. We're friends now. And like, you live pretty close.
Yeah, dude. I'm down the street.
How long was the drive here? How long?
It was like 17 minutes.
Yeah. Dude, I walk home from Venice. Sometimes I walk the 8 miles straight down Venice.
I love that.
I'll go to Gold's and I'll walk home and shit.
Oh, hell yeah. We got to get up.
And walking from here to Venice, driving from here to Venice is chill.
Yeah.
Walking here, bro, when you're in the streets and all the different homeless, it's very interesting, man.
Yeah, it's
like
a bunch.
You
see a lot of the city too. You see how it can just kind of change and everything up against each other.
Yeah, from here, it's pretty crazy till you get to Culver City. Then it's like fucking Disneyland. Yeah. And then past that, it gets back to the grittiness, and then it gets
West
to
LA and shit.
But I love walking in LA because nobody does that. Yeah, it's a song actually.
Yeah.
And then you just seeing the different people, man.
I love that. I encourage people that come to LA, say fuck Hollywood, and do this walk that Toby's talking about. I'm dead serious. That's LA.
I should just doing walk tours, man.
Yo, for real.
No, I love it, dude. We should walk together, though.
I'm with that. I'm really with that.
We're going to get you a plunge, too, man. I'm putting in the atmosphere right now on this podcast.
Thank you.
This guy needs a freaking plunge, especially with all the shit you're doing now. It's so good for mental and physical and everything, dude. You have a sauna, too, or no?
No. I want to do all that shit. And we have space in the house for it now, so it's like...
You get dialed in New Zealand, too, whatever, you know?
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm stoked for you, man. This is really awesome, man. You fucking...
Appreciate you, brother.
If you do the other stuff, the what is it? What'd you say? What's it called? The ashwagandha, what the fuck it's called?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca, see if you do that.
Bro, I'll come back. We got to do a podcast after I do ayahuasca.
It might be safe to say you're still straight edge once you try that. I don't fucking know. It's just a fucking plant, bro.
Yeah.
That's a whole other podcast where people are going to try to cancel me from the straight edge community.
Edge watch for sure.
Edge watch, but still, though, it's still a plant, dude.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We going.
But then we get into the weed thing, which is
true.
But we do drink caffeine.
Exactly, and take like synthesized, Tylenols, painkillers, etc. So,
which I barely do that too.
Right. We'll see.
We look good. I'm happy that you're going to be in a good place, and love you and appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here.
Hell yeah.
I always ask my guests if they have any regrets. I personally don't have any regrets. Even when it comes to my tattoos, I have the silliest tattoos. Even my ET on my leg, it's still a childhood memory for me, and I love it. I've had tattoos on top of tattoos strictly because I wanted more tattoos. I started getting tattoos when I was 18. I'm 52 now and I can't stop. I've had laser treatment before on something on my arm. It's 4 tattoos on top of each other. And that experience at that place was pretty fast. It was pretty cold. It was in and out, swipe the credit card. Don't really tell me much, didn't give me much details of anything was going to happen. So I never went back. So as of most recently, I'm so lucky enough to have had 2 sessions at Removery Tattoo Removal. My tattoo on my arm that looks like a big black blob is now super light. I've had 2 sessions. I have a long road ahead of me. None of this stuff happens overnight. You cannot take a tattoo off in one sitting. You have to be patient, and it's painful. They ice you up. It's super fast. To me, it felt like a bunch of rubber bands. But what's more painful than that is looking at something on your body that you think you're stuck with for the rest of your life. That sucks. But now for me, I'm really happy I started this journey. I'm slowly going to get this tattoo removed. I never thought in a million years I have any kind of real estate on my arm. I don't even know what I want, but it's exciting. I'm so honored to announce that One Life, One Chance podcast is now with Removery. Call 866-934-4570 or go to removery.com. Use TobyH20 and get $100 off your first session. One of the most experienced tattoo removal companies in the world. Over 600,000 removal treatments done. 100 locations. US, Canada, and Australia. State-of-the-art pico-wave laser technology. Cryotechnology to reduce any discomfort. This is so exciting for me because all I do in these podcasts is talk about tattoos. From day one, if you've been listening to this podcast, talk about tattoos, talk about getting removed, talk about getting covered up. So this is such a perfect fit for me. Definitely check out One Life, One Chance podcast, episode 281. I have Carmen Brody, Mike McTurnan, and Dustin Ortle from Removery. And this is over 2-hour conversation. People submitted questions. It's an incredible conversation breaking down the do's, the don'ts, the fears, process, the results, everything you could imagine about getting a tattoo removed. It's all in this podcast. It's an incredible episode. I appreciate them all coming out for it. So check that out if you want to learn more about Removery and what it's like to get a tattoo removed. Once again, go to removery.com or call 866-934-4570. Use my code TobyH20 and get $100 off. These guys are located everywhere. Try it out.